Welcome back to another episode of Icebound. We would absolutely love it if you could like this video, subscribe to our channel, and check that bell so you never miss an episode. And of course, while you're doing that, I'm going to read some quotes from the Icebound side adventure, The Choice to Head South.
Oh.
Quote number 1. Finally, a party that is literally just the Three Stooges. Quote number 2.
That's true.
Mace's accent seems to shift between Ron Burgundy and Eric Cartman. It's hilarious. Quote number 3. Rip Sausage, he was just so young, just a kid at 42 years old. And number 4, yes. Derek, only 18 minutes in, I need another drink. So, as always, be sure to leave a comment below, and maybe next month yours will be read. But in the meantime, you can support the channel by becoming a channel member right here on YouTube. You can go check out our merch shop and check out all the awesome stuff we've got over there. Become a patron over on Patreon today. And then lastly, go to thecrookedmoon.com to pre-order your copy of The Crooked Moon right now. Thank you.
We are Legends of Evantris. This is Icebound. Lend us your strength and join us.
Do you have any 5s?
Go fish, my good man.
All right.
Do you have any thoughts?
Go fish.
Oh,
fish.
shucks.
Okay. Do you have any 4s?
Any fours? 4 4s. That's what Davy Jones said.
What are you doing? You know,
I just won.
what do you mean you just won?
I
You
just
win.
won.
We haven't made a single match.
You should get good, scrub.
Okay, this game sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
What are we doing, Gary? You know what? Never mind. I've got an absolutely fantastic idea.
What's your idea, Andy?
I'm so glad you asked, Gary. There is a brand new Kickstarter for a game that is not necessarily so brand new called Warlord Saga of the Storm.
Whoa, that sounds pretty epic.
Originally published by AEG, Warlord Saga of the Storm is a wonderful high fantasy card game that actually uses a D20 system. When AEG transitioned to board games, unfortunately, Warlord got left behind.
Oh no! Just like my ex-wife left me behind.
That's right, it was discontinued.
Just like the court discontinued our marriage legally.
No.
Oh man.
But there's good news. 2 absolute mega fans of the game decided to bring it back.
My wife is coming back?
No. The game, Warlord Saga of the Storm, they brought that back.
Oh, I thought you said my wife was coming back.
No, I'm sorry. That's not part of the good news.
Oh, shucks. That's still really good news, though.
All right, so let me set the scene. You're playing a warlord, and all of your cards represent your different party members, your gear, your items, and spells, and the goal of the game is to be the last warlord standing. You manage to do that, you win.
Whoa, so it's like Highlander rules. Sounds easy enough.
There can only be one!
Yes, there will only be me.
Warlord Saga of the Storm is hailed as the game you already know how to play. It is heavily based on D&D 3.5 rules.
Whoa, I love 3.5. I was gonna make a joke about the Dryad from the 3.5 Monster Man.
Yeah, that's probably
Real
best,
ones know what I'm talking about. You real ones out there, you know what I'm talking about.
The Kickstarter is offering tons of awesome stuff, including rare cards and alternate art. In addition, there's booster boxes for drafting and pre-constructed decks for pre-con play. The best part is, right now you can go to their Kickstarter page and print out 2 30-card pre-con demo decks to start learning and teaching people right away. I think what I love most about this Kickstarter project is that it is just such an inspiring story of 2 people who wanted to bring back something they absolutely loved.
They really succeeded a lot more than me and my wife did.
It's not every day that you get to play a game from your childhood that was gone and now it's back.
We never brought back our love.
And plus now they get to share that love with all of the other people who never got to play it in the first place.
We'll never share our love with each other, much less others.
Very inspiring, right, Gary?
I think I need some Ben and Jerry's.
So make sure you use the link below and go visit the Kickstarter right now. They're done on 6/6 at 1 p.m. Central. You don't want to miss this.
Don't miss it! Go use the link in the description!
Go back the Kickstarter.
Time is running out like my wife's love for me!
That's right. Ah, gosh. What about that ice cream?
Oh! Would you really do that?
Yeah, of course, man. You're my roommate. I do anything for you. I got your back.
Gosh, let's load up on some fossil fuel and fish food.
Absolutely. Say no more.
Let's go, Chunky Monkey.
That got me.
In the shadows of their shared ordeal, life alongside Castan offered Sigdis no reprieve from the trials of Drakkar. Though they shared a roof and a name, the warmth that had flickered between them in the aftermath of their union proved to be fleeting. Castan, his spirit ever consumed by spite, bore into their marriage with the same cold harshness that had defined his existence. Within the walls of their modest dwelling, Sigdis moved with hesitation and caution. Each task she undertook, be it the weaving of coarse fabrics or the preparation of meager meals, was permeated with a silent apology for her existence. This unvoiced penance, however, found no absolution in the eyes of Castan, whose moods changed like the howling winds, unpredictable and often cruel. The first whispers of danger reached the Norveld tribe not through heralds or formal declarations, but through rumors exchanged in trade with neighboring tribes. Silver warriors, it was said, bloodshed, tensions and contested lands, misinterpretations festering into hostilities. From the south, like a creeping dawn that promised no warmth, came the Silver Dominion. The Norveld, for their part, saw in the Silver Dragonborn not just invaders, but harbingers of an end to their way of life. To the Silver Dominion, tribes like the Norveld were but a threat to the order they sought to impose, their expansion a crusade against barbarism. Castan, Sigdis knew, cared little for the tribe's interests, as little as the tribe had cared for him over the decades. It was not Castan's words that rallied the Norveld tribe, but his unyielding defiance and prowess in combat. Wielding his massive hammer as an extension of his wrath, Castan became a legend among the snowdrifts, an exemplar of vengeance against the encroaching invaders. Following Castan was to follow the promise of survival, his wrath a beacon in the wave of violence brought forth by the Silver Tide. Sigdis could only watch, her voice lost in the howling winds of fate, as Castan led their people in a dance of death and defiance. The man she had bound her life to became the embodiment of their tribe's fury. The conflicts that ensued were brutal clashes of iron and will. Castan at the forefront was relentless, his hammer a symbol of the Norveld's refusal to yield. The complexities of their situation were lost to Castan, whose single-minded defiance blinded him to the potential consequences of their actions. Sigdis, despite her fears, could not deny the power of his presence, the way he seemed to grow larger in the face of this threat, his shadow cast long over the people who now looked to him as their shield against those who would subjugate them. Amidst the chaos, emissaries of the Silver Dominion sought to quell the rising storm, their messages carrying the weight of an empire. Let it be known that the Silver Dominion seeks peace and prosperity for all within its domain. We extend and offer a truce, a joining of forces for the greater good. Refuse and face retribution. Accept, and your people shall thrive under our protection. Emperor of the Silver Dominion and of Drakkar. Castan, upon reading, crumpled the letter into the mouth of the emissary before silencing him forever. Castan's refusals were as blunt as his hammer, each rejection a stroke against the possibility of peace. Their protection is captivity. We will not bow. Sigdis, her heart a prison of fear, saw in the faces of her people the reflection of her own dread. They stood at a precipice, their very existence hanging by a thread as the Silver Dominion's might gathered like storm clouds on the horizon. The clash of cultures, once skirmishes of misunderstanding, had evolved into a war for survival, with Castan its vanguard. In the years that followed, Castan would command not just the Norveld, but nearly all the peoples and lands of northern Drakkar. Sigdis's role, though supportive, was tinged with sorrow. She could see the man Castan was becoming, a conqueror driven by anger. Yet, within her heart, the same flame of defiance flickered, fed by the very winds that sought to extinguish it. War drums beat their relentless rhythms, snow mutes the march of bootsteps, banners flap in the wind, leather creaks metal rings, horns blare. Both victories and defeats paint the snow red with blood. Sigdis bore witness and watched as her partner transformed into an embodiment of fury. Castan's spirit remained indomitable, his resolve hardened by each encounter, yet the Silver Dominion seemed an insurmountable foe. The threat, once a distant storm, now thundered at their doorstep. Castan, their numbers, Sigdis pleaded. They are endless, and their magics. Castan's face was grim, his eyes reflecting with a terrible light. I see it, Sigdis. The Dominion is a beast far stronger than we dared imagine. But beasts can be bled. We must not yield, no matter the cost. Sigdis felt a chill then, not just for their lives, but for their very souls. In Castan's eyes, she saw a man driven to the brink, willing to embrace even the darkest of allies to save his people. There are paths from which we cannot return, Castan. Some doors, once opened, may never be closed, Sigdis cautioned. And what would you have me do, Sigdis? Lie down and let them take what is ours? There is power to be had, power that can save us! But at what cost, my love? Must we embrace darkness to fight against it? There are worse fates than defeat. Neither dared speak her name for fear that even a whisper might draw her gaze upon them. Though Sigdis pleaded, she knew in her heart that Castan had already made the decision for them both, and for her people. So she journeyed deep into the mountains in search of she who knew of powers beyond mortal ken. And that's where we'll pick up the session. You guys are sitting around. Thank you.
Well done, Derek.
Oh, damn!
What happens next is up to you.
Shit to say to a motherfucker.
I appreciate it.
She who knows. Damn.
We're picking up right where we left off last session. You are all still sitting in your home for the first time. This is Argentholme, and a district that has been gifted to you by the Princess of Wrath. After the death match that Barnabas was able to win, the Princess decreed that you would be under her protection, and she decreed that you would be gifted this district, effectively an abandoned area that once was inhabited by the Frosthammer clan, who themselves had been sent to Ogerton to continue to serve her in whatever way she saw fit. The fire is roaring. The windows are thin and high. You are all still debating, figuring out exactly what to do next. What happens next is up to you.
Barnabas is horribly wounded.
Yep.
I'm posted up after eating
And I think I would probably have fallen asleep. I think I fell asleep in like the chair. And so
You're on like a couch or something.
Yeah,
right?
I'm like on a chair or a couch or something, and I've fallen asleep. My pipe is probably hanging out. It's like fallen onto my chest and clattered into the ground. So I'm asleep.
I would have taken like 5 minutes to myself to look through my things and contemplate all the things that we had been discussing moments ago. And I think I would basically go back to the rest of the group who was still there in the common area or whatever. I know Queenie's there, and I would say to her, and I would say, look, I think you're right. I would only slow you down. There's no reason for you to take me with you. I want to find Daisy more than anyone. But like I said, trying to be a bit more mature here. And I don't want to risk anything. I think you should go without me. You're faster, you're quieter, you're more stealthy. I'm just loud and green.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Scrim. Loud and green isn't always a bad thing. But in this situation, it might not be fortuitous for you to be both loud and green. Green does stand out quite a lot in the whites of snow. I would be happy for you to come with me, but I don't think I can just stay here and leave her out there all night. We don't know what will happen.
And I don't expect you to. And this way, I'm feeling pretty good. And I can look after the others. Just in case anything would happen here.
If I don't come back, don't come looking for me.
I can't make that promise. Of course we're gonna look for you.
If I don't make it back, I either didn't make it, or I'm hiding with Daisy. And having y'all trudging out there into the snow looking for us is only gonna put a bigger target on our back.
I mean, how many days? How long? Should we wait?
Daisy found a way to get us a message. If something like that happens, we'll find a way to get you a message. We're smart, the both of us. But I've faith we'll make it back. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot that needs to be dealt with.
All right. I'll hold the fort. I'll make sure the guys are all right.
All right.
And you be safe.
I will.
Don't do anything reckless.
I won't.
And I would just kind of find a place near, I guess, one of the fires and sit and try to warm up and just think about what's happening and kind of be agitated and not able to really rest immediately and just kind of looking around at what's my new surroundings in this new place and hope that Queenie's gonna be okay.
You sit and look into the flames. The sounds of Barnabas's heavy breathing or snoring it emanates within the space. Yornir, Taishan, what are you doing?
I would not be too far away from Barnabas, probably also laid up on a couch or something. I absolutely would have fixed whatever I could in terms of a pot of tea from what's around in the room. And
there are both furnishings in the form of furniture and stuff that have been left behind for future occupants, and there seems to be some food left behind, enough firewood for the evening, and you can relax on a couch. There are also other floors and other buildings that you've yet to explore. So, but the couch is fine.
Yeah, at this point, I still would have been very. I mean, everything is spent. I've nothing left in the tank. I would have been heavily bleeding as well. I would have taken time to wash up, clean my hands, kind of especially before I made tea, and just kind of be working on like centering myself. It's been a tough day.
It has, and you're tired, almost on the verge of sleep, like Barnabas, certainly.
I would be sitting with a small chip of bone with my small knife, kind of just wristing into it. And then I'll get up, and hearing this conversation between Queenie and Scrim, I'll walk up to Queenie, I'll say, Before you go, would it influence what you do if I could peer into the weird and consult with the land about if Daisy makes it through the night?
She might make it through the night, but what about the day?
I
Will
may
we
ask,
get another chance tomorrow?
is there a question that I could ask that would help?
I understand your faith. I may not get it, and it may not be mine, but I know the land. And I know Daisy. If anyone can bring her back, I can do it.
We're all kind of in the same area.
Yeah, we're on the
We're in the
same.
common space.
This is just passed out
You're just like
on the
hearing bits
picture
and
in
pieces
your
of the
mind
conversation through.
the family room and Family Matters, and that's what this looks like.
I would like move to chime in and just say, maybe you could ask Yornir if it would be safe to bring her here. The dragons hunt the humans. We're recovering. We only just got this place. She may be more protected out there than she is here. Would it be wise to bring her back? Is that a question you could ask of the land?
I'll look to Queenie.
You can ask it. I just can't imagine that her staying out there in the wilderness on her own, she's not eventually going to draw the gaze of that dragon. Or something else. And at least here, as dangerous as it may be, she'll be under our protection.
We know that they're looking for her already, right? Like they're fanning out.
You
The
know that
kobolds.
you mentioned a missing friend to the Princess of Wrath, but there hasn't been like activity that you've seen in the form of like contingents or scouting parties or something like that. That if that's happening, it's not happening here in this immediate vicinity of this district. You didn't spy anything along those lines as you traversed the city from the south, from the northwest giant steppe district of the Goliaths down through end of the district that you find yourself in.
I require a sacrifice.
I already took my note.
You want some blood or something?
Is there anything of value you wish to contribute to anyone?
I ain't got much. I got, and I'll reach to my satchel where I have only a few of these seeds left, and I'll pull out one of the Fey flower seeds. I can give you one of these.
No, this is too much.
Outside of that, I don't got much else. I got my bees, but sacrificing them isn't going to do much. They're Fey. I don't really know how they work, but no matter what happens to them, they always come back just as they were.
We are in Drakkar. I am ready. I'll pull out my little bowl again, still kind of smoldering. I'll throw a little more incense in it and light it. The incense will start to waft, and with my rune knife, I will cut my hand and spill blood, a few drops of blood, into the bowl.
You take half a piercing damage, round it down.
Of course.
Oh, and would this be considered a short rest if I wanted to use hit die?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will do that.
I imagine this conversation would have happened over maybe a couple of hours.
Yeah.
I am definitely doing the same thing.
And so it's the wee hours of morning. Maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. Those are wee, right?
Oh, yeah.
Drakkar, mighty goddess of the land, the primal, the savage one, accept my blood sacrifice. I beseech you, open my eyes and show me. If we bring the human we call Daisy to this city, to this home, will danger befall her? Or will she be safer here? I cast Divination. Your magic and an offering put you in contact with a god or god servants.
It's a big one.
And I'm contacting Drakkar. I ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that may change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast the spell 2 more times before finishing, there's a chance that it's a random reading. And the runes on my clothing will sort of very faintly glow with an icy blue magic.
Yeah.
Do we know Drakkar's color?
Just a moment. Just a moment.
Probably not.
I don't know if we do.
Is it icy blue?
No, I think it's my moon's. That's my moon's color. Spoilers.
You watch as the blood reaches your bowl and seems to dry and almost disappear at once as your sacrifice is accepted. The magic you feel take hold pulls into your sight. How you envision the answer comes to you? Do you have an idea of what that looks like? I want to make sure that I'm respecting the nature of
the nature of the spell is just I ask the question, and a god or a servant of the god, or in some mysterious way, I get an answer, a truthful reply back. So it's not like a yes/no. It could be anything. Yep. And so basically, I'm just trying to figure out, like, if we bring her here, like, is she safer here, or by bringing her here, are we, it's worse for her here?
Safe places in
Yeah.
You feel suddenly as though you are a bird flying through the sky. Millions of snowflakes dance all around you. You're almost flying through a storm. And you can see the mountains on one side, and in the distance you can see the almost circular in shape city of Argentholme, with its dark lake in the center, and in the middle it's the island in this bright, almost like a tooth, the bastion stronghold that lies within. And you can see the flickering of lights through all the windows. And as you get closer and closer and closer to the ground, you see a woolly rhino. It is galloping. It is galloping forward towards the city. And though you cannot make out her face, for you are behind this image, you can see Daisy riding atop the woolly rhino, racing towards Argentholme in this vision that you see before blinking. The vision fades, and you are returned back to the mortal world.
She has spoken to me.
Who? How?
Drakkar.
What did you see?
I saw Daisy atop a great horned beast charging towards the city.
Wait. Like, you think that's actually happening, or you think it's more of like a metaphorical kind of a vision thing?
This was a different ritual that I used. I communed with Drakkar this time. It was a vision to answer the question I asked. And I believe you should bring her here. But before you go, remember, winter is here. So take this. And I pass you Rune of Protection. That gives you resistance on cold damage if
Nice.
you keep it on your person.
Thank you. That was the thing I was worried about the most. I'm not from around these parts. And I may have a bit of fur on my body, but it's not much to protect against what's out there. So that will be helpful.
As soon as this wristed rune is dropped into your hand, you feel like you've just taken a sip of hot cider. And there's a feeling of warmth in your chest that emanates through and out your torso into your limbs. You feel as though you are walking fireplace at this point. It is cozy.
Oh, I kind of like the way that feels.
It is the rune of Argentholme.
Well, thank you.
It will protect you in the wilds.
Well, if that's it, I guess there's no time like the present to get this journey started. Is there a window?
On the first floor, there do appear to be windows, and they are pretty narrow. There is glass pane in the center of these windows, thick to keep in the warmth, and you imagine that's why they're high up as well, to not let out any draft or anything, and to let sunlight in during the sunnier days. You also notice that there's a staircase going up. And in the back of your mind, you remember that there are the Frosthammer Kobold sentries standing just outside of the door for your protection.
Queenie, before you go, I too would like to give you something. I only have 7 left, but a Fire Blossom
Oh,
tea-ball.
oh, thank you.
If you get stuck out there when you meet Daisy, this won't help, but it'll be very delicious.
Okay.
If you get it right, you steep it at 150 for no more than 4 minutes and 59 seconds. You pour immediately.
How will I know if it's 150?
It'll feel right in your soul. Okay?
Okay.
If the steam starts to rise, you're there. If it bubbles, you've gone too far.
All right.
Okay?
No bubbles, steam rise.
If you get it right,
And
out
I-
in the wilds, it'll be the best cup of tea you've ever had.
And I just do this in a wooden cup.
Oh! Give it back. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I put it in with my flower seeds.
You can hold it. You can keep it.
We'll figure it out. Daisy and I'll figure it out.
The Valley of the Setting Sun being the only place with the imperial measurements for temperature, you wouldn't have understood 150. Everyone else talks in Celsius.
Yeah, I had no idea what he was talking
It
about.
will be exactly 48 degrees Celsius.
I'm sorry, what?
Nice.
What form of measurement do they use in the Honey Feywilds?
Oh, cups, spoons,
It'll be
hot, cold.
7 ogres
Super
of
hot,
degrees
really
of
fucking hot.
heat. 7 torchlights of degree
Carrots.
of heat. Oh, in that case, 15 carats of heat.
That's a lot of fucking carrots.
Well, don't overdo it.
I'll do my best.
Don't reach 16. If you're there, don't even drink it.
Right out.
It's a waste.
All right.
Throw it right out.
I'll try not to waste it. Oh, gosh.
Iona will use anything but the metric system.
That's right.
All right, well, I wasn't nervous before, but this makes me nervous. It'll be fine. And so there are glass panes on the windows. The windows are not openable.
They do appear to be openable. It's just that they're thin enough that you'd have to squeeze through after pushing them open.
Yeah.
If you let's say that you took the time to explore the house once you first arrived. You remember that there's a bedroom with a double window out there that will allow you to hop onto the first rooftop of this particular building or structure that you find yourself in.
Yeah, so I would, if I had done that, I would aim to go to that place. But before I do,
Unless you want to go out the front door and alert the guards.
no.
It's totally up to you.
I was planning on going out a window, but if there's a more accessible way to get to the roofs, Queenie would
You find that.
100% do that.
It would not be hard.
And so as Queenie's making her way towards whatever exit leads to that, the stairwell that leads to that,
You
I
walk
think
up the
said,
stairs, you find the room.
Queenie would start to move that way and then stop for a minute and then turn and look back at everyone, at Barnabas snoring and Scrim, Taishan. It's about an hour there and an hour back. I shouldn't be hindered by the terrain. since I'm not taking my green friend. So, hopefully, all things considered, I should be back in 3 hours. Just give or take. Things happening on the way. I love you guys. And then I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace. And I'm going to do it with 5 twists, if you'll allow.
There's no check, right? You just cast it.
I think you just
I cast it, but I have to roll a stealth
Then you
check,
roll
and it's
stealth.
plus.
For your stealth check,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. You reach the top of the stairs, and in the couple of steps backwards that you make, just as you pull out of view, the 3 of you who are still awake, look up, and it is like watching her become her shadow. You disappear into the dark of the upper area, unlit candles being what they are, and you begin to steal.
Natural
world
20.
forgets your name.
Natural fucking 20.
Plus 15, so 35.
No, plus add your stealth.
It's gotta be way more than that.
Plus 9 on top of that. So 35, 44.
Have we ever gotten a 40 fucking?
No, literally no.
For an hour, my stealth is 44.
Farewell.
I'll just walk you through what happened.
of Yoma.
Light quakes in fear at the sound of your name.
All right.
I'm using my B dice.
We'll say that holds for the hour there. And you push open the window panes completely silently. The perfect speed in order to avoid any squeaking or sound. You look out and you can see the bright lights of the district to the east. You can see the bright lights, the darkness of Winter Market and the neighboring district to the west. And you stare south. There are a number of buildings in this area, this new neighborhood that you apparently are calling home now. And hitching up onto the windowsill, you pull your feet around, and before you step on the icy roof, you pull back, realizing that would perhaps make a footmark in the snow. So you conjure your bees and easily start to Silver Surfer walk out onto the rooftop without making a single mark, knowing that if you keep low, there's no light to illuminate you, and given your garb, no reason to look in your general direction. You feel completely not alone, but hidden in this position, and you look forward. You can see that all the rooftops are totally covered in snow, and only about a quarter of this district has been shoveled. The area that you and the ogres have taken up, and you can see some of the windows are still flickering with light where some of the ogres have taken residence. Beyond that, it's a few miles to what looks like a very, very thin wall perimeter that surrounds the city of Argentholme. I need you to make a perception check.
She sits cross-legged on a cloud of bees. And the Dragon Ball Z theme starts playing.
I was going Silver Surfer, but whatever you want to do.
Timbus
Chala, head Chala plays 100%.
22.
Easily. You can see that there's a sort of main street that goes through the neighborhood that you're now calling home to one of the few gates that are at the that are spotted along the sides of this wall. And you imagine that it's where a number of guards take up their residence. You can see even a few torches moving back and forth, even at this distance. On the side, just as the wall reaches the base of the mountains, you can see that there's a crumbled section. There are no towers at regular intervals. You can see that it is dark over there. And so, keeping as low to the streets as you feel comfortable doing and moving from almost rooftop to rooftop, you can begin to make your way in that direction, or you can head down the main street towards the guard tower, your choice.
Yeah, I think Queenie would go towards the crumbled section that seems to be unmanned.
You speed along, dashing essentially forward, feeling the cold air hitting your face and your skin, and you marvel at the warmth that is being provided by Yornir's rune of protection, being what it is. And you speed along. It's not 20, 30 minutes before you get within sort of range of a tower where you feel like you might be able to be seen. You circle all the way around to make sure that you can approach the crumbled wall at the correct angle. Seeing this destroyed section the way that it is now, it connects to you. This may be the way that Daisy herself came in.
Oh, so Daisy's in the city, not in the forest?
No. Just that this would be the way that she's been getting in and out of the city, given that there's a perimeter wall. Moving forward, you continue and you pass from civilization and into the wilds. I would ask that you make a survival check if you are looking for tracks for Daisy.
Uh, 31.
You spy them instantly. No.
He's right over there! Holy shit, she's right over there!
You, it takes you another 20, 30 minutes, even with a 31, but you are expert. You are expert at finding the tracks of any beast, sentient and humanoid or other. And once you feel that you are out of eyesight and your pass without trace magic continues to hold you in that hidden state, you get close and low to the ground, and a smile spreads across your face when you do find the footsteps, because Daisy has been very smart. She clearly is smoothing over the snow as she goes. It's not footsteps. You get a sense that there are almost these slight indentations as each foot moves through the snow, but they are not deep. They have clearly been confused or obfuscated in some way. And you take off.
Oh, you cheeky girl.
You start to follow. I don't think there's any time limit for your bees.
No, not for the bees.
It's easy enough for you to start to climb up and along the side of the mountain. Trees are starting to pass you, large firs and pines, and as you continue to wind your way forward and through, you see that the path that you're following, the trail of Daisy, is a direct one. Clearly she has been this way before, otherwise it might be more exploratory. You feel like you're taking a beeline to Daisy at this point, and very quickly you see it's about 40, 50 minutes now. In the distance, you spy a small, orange, flickering glow just on the side of the mountain. Perhaps an opening there, a cavern, a cove, some tiny home where very likely Daisy can be found.
I would send some of my bees ahead. Just a little bit ahead. So I would make my way up to it so that I can get there. But before I go inside, I would send the bees in and have them maybe do their little bee magics where they form like words for me. And they say, Daisy, it's me, Queen.
Daisy, it's me, Queenie. You bypass two obstacles. You do not surprise Daisy, having given her this warning. And because you are flying, you recognize that you miss a tripwire just outside that would have caused sound and alerted Daisy to any approaching person who without the proper wisdom to avoid it. And before you know it, you are just there at the entrance, able to walk in if you want to.
I would listen for a minute just to see if I hear anything at all that would be concerning, additional people or anything like that. And if I don't hear anything concerning, I would make my way into the cavern.
You take 5 steps and you start to turn inwards, looking at what is clearly an opening and getting the sense that this is where Daisy is. And all of a sudden you hear footsteps approaching. You see Daisy's face. She looks at you and she...
Oh, sweetheart, come here.
She races
and I'm
towards
just gonna
you,
rush up and hug her.
and you are suddenly in an embrace. You hear the heavy breathing,
sweet
the sounds
girl.
of choked sobbing against your ear, and you can feel the side of your face get wet with tears. But she can't use her hands to communicate. You just embrace, and for a full minute, you just.
As long as she wants to hold on, I just rub her back. And I
Again,
let
she
her cry
embraces
into my
you,
fur.
and then almost relaxes, and then again, until finally she pulls away and holds your shoulders.
You are one smart cookie. You know that? I knew you could do it.
Where the fuck have you been? What the fuck?
Oh, it has been a lot, honey. Let me tell you. You got time? You have a way to make tea? And I pull out this little ball that Taishan gave me. I don't know how to do this, but I figure you and I can try and make it. It's got to get to 4 carats or something like that, and then we just drink it out of wooden mugs. And I'll tell you all about everything while we drink this, and then let's just do this first.
She pulls you in, and you see
There's
there's
back in the house, like, I think I'm having a heart attack. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Are you okay?
Oh no.
Oh my
You-
god.
Queenie's in trouble.
race forward and with her holding your hand, and she's got a small bed of coals, a fire, and she's clearly made some sort of a cooking apparatus that's hanging a small cooking pot. So with the ability to get water from snow, you're both very quickly heating the water and sitting down on the makeshift rock stools that she has for sitting in contemplation. Clearly looking around, I'll also add, you can see there are some white fur blankets to one side. There's clearly some nice bedding that she's made for herself. You can see she's wearing this cold weather gear that's clearly been like modified, but is a little worse for the wear given how many months have passed for her in the time that you've seen her last. You can see the bow leaning up against one side with many crafted arrows, and a half dozen clean snow hairs drying near this same fire that you're sitting by.
Well, that's a little cruel, but
It's a very strange sight also to see what is this crazy helm. What is very clearly a helmet of a strange insect-like beast with these enormous eyes, just a head that's lying on one rock to the edge of the cavern. These are the elements you're confronted with as Daisy starts to make sure the water is coming to a boil.
I'll talk with her. We'll just like idly chat as we talk through making the tea, and we make it to the best of our ability. And then I just imagine over the course of tea, we would chat a little bit. I'd tell her about some of the things that we'd done, just calm, relax for a little while. I've had a long travel. She's been going through a lot, but I ask her to hold off on telling her tale until she's back with us. Daisy, do you want to come to the city with us? We feel like it would be best to have you there with us. I'm prepared to take you back. We have a home. It's not safe. I'm going to be honest, it's not safe. We don't really know what we've gotten ourselves into. We're in the thick of things. But we want you there if that's where you want to be.
So nothing's changed. I'm fine either way. I am here living off the land. I've been here for quite a while, and I've been infiltrating the city. I've been going in, not every night, but when I feel like I'm charged and ready to go, I've been trying to figure out what's going on. There's this massive dragon that flies in and out. Sometimes it vanishes in thin air.
Yeah, I fear that I may have put a target on your back. And I explain the situation with bartering with the dragon. And because of that, I think she might end up looking for you because she now knows you're important to, at the very least, me. And she's smart.
She has my dad.
Yeah? I kind of was afraid of that. She didn't seem to want to give up the humans, so...
I saw them coming in. They'd been handcuffed, and they were taken all the way through and around the biting bastion, the center stronghold.
I think, at the very least, if you want to come back with me, talk with everyone, make a plan together, and worst case scenario, I can easily get you out of the city undetected and back out into the wilderness. I trust you. I know you can handle this on your own, but come back with me, just for a little bit. And if you want to leave, you know I'd never keep you.
trust you.
Yornir spoke to... You know how Yornir is, speaking of snow and stars and ghosts and stuff. I thought it was all fake at first, but we've been through a lot, and I'm not sure what I believe anymore, but that man sure has a way of contacting someone or something, and you were riding in on a monstrous creature or something, some kind of woolly, shaggy thing. I don't know what it is. I'm from Yona. But it was a good... He was not happy about me coming here, I'm gonna tell you. But after he talked to his entity, the land, he says, he seemed like it was a good idea for you to come back. So, if you wanna, it's warm, at the very least, a soft bed. You don't have to kill any more of my kin. And I look over at the snow hares.
Was that?
No, I don't know them.
It's really dark.
It's actual rabbit, folks.
Queenie kills Daisy and then runs away.
They're wearing overalls.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Little hats.
Cute little flowers in their hair.
There's sunflowers for garnish. Sunflowers are brutal.
Well, I'll get my things together. We have to go now?
We should go now. I told them I'd be gone 3 hours tops, and I've been here a while. It's going to take us about an hour to get back into the city, so take as little as you possibly can. Once we get to the city proper, I'm going to use some of my magics on you, if that's all right. I just don't think it's safe for there to be any chance that anyone sees you with me. If we get caught in any way, it makes the most sense that I appear to be alone.
Yeah, that's fine. Is there time enough for us to enjoy the rest of this tea? It's been sitting for 5 minutes at 165.
Oh, perfect. I think that is exactly how Tashin told me to do it. It's bubbling, right?
Yeah, it's bubbling.
I have the strange sense that I should have given her Dracarian tea leaves.
We drink it.
Fire
This is really sour. It's tart.
That's
That
somehow
aftertaste
sour
is weird.
and bitter. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like hot
It
mint
must be
juice.
made for Dragonborn.
Hot
That's what I
leaf
think.
juice.
As you're talking about the tea, you notice her eyes sort of shift over and look to behind your shoulder. And she squints and leans forward with a look of concern. Flipping around, I need you to make a perception check.
26.
26. You look out, and the snow is coming down gently, but it's still coming down. And all of a sudden, you realize that there's almost like a snowflake that isn't moving. It seems to be still in the air. You hear the sound of feet, and Daisy races over, and you hear a like getting your attention, and she pulls and knocks an arrow. Looking forward, it's like there's a globe almost in the air of pure clear ice, perhaps, or crystal or glass. It looks like a very thin amount of snow has accumulated on this top of this thing, and you're looking at it, and it seems to be sort of shifting around, looking like this. And you hear Daisy's breath trying to get your attention.
I notice it. I would not have any idea. Like, I saw Yornir scry, but I have no idea what that looks like on the other end.
You can make an Arcana check if you wanted to have a sense of how much Daisy.
I have
Queen,
no.
you have no
I
idea.
would have no idea.
You
what
look
at
at
all
this
what it looks
strange, almost floating ball in the air, and Daisy rushes up and sort of
I
taps
nod
you with
to
your-
her to like let your arrow fly.
She looses her arrow, and the you can actually see that it gets adjusted at the last second to see if she can hit this strange object. But the arrow sails wide, and it continues to look, and then as soon as it darts away, it sort of turns and begins to make its way away, very slowly, not very fast. You'd be able to catch it easily, but it immediately starts to pull back away from the cavern mouth entrance.
It's an Eye of Kilrog.
I would look towards Daisy and motion for her to follow me, and I would track it.
The Lich King, nice eye, but
You
Because Queenie doesn't know what it is.
many names.
You watch it start to turn and pull into the sort of like forest tree line, and you guys are starting to follow it, and it's
We wouldn't go too far just to get a rough idea of where it goes, and as long as it seems like it is leaving, I would eventually halt Daisy, and
I'd say you get 60, 70 feet out
Yeah.
before you realize that you're just trudging forward. You make it to the tripwire, and it continues to sort of disappear into the forest.
I don't think we should keep following this. I don't know. We need to get back, and we need to let Yornir know what we saw. We need to let Tashen and Scrim and Barnabas know what we saw. But whatever that thing was, it knows you're here. You can't stay here anymore. You have to come with us now.
Okay. She races in, and you see her assemble her things very quickly. She kicks the fire into ashes, and she puts on her helm. You actually see her put on this strange, hollowed-out, harvested piece of a creature you've never seen before. And she, with a few of her snow hairs in her pack, ready when you are.
All right, let's go. And I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace again on the two of us.
Smash cut back to the house. The three of us are sitting around a board. Parcheesi, I win again!
Damn it!
This is so much fun!
These rules don't make any sense.
I'm good at this game!
I think you're making things up as we go.
I got a 28. No, that's not true. 19 plus 19.
19 plus 19 is 38.
Yeah, I got 38.
38. You get... That's just absurd.
I rolled a natural 19.
It takes you an hour to get back. You follow the same path.
Once we get to the broken area outside, or far enough from it that like I feel like no one would be able to see us, I would like to do something to Daisy. I had already warned her about.
Once you reach the city proper?
A little bit before the city proper, I just want to make sure that to Queenie there would be no chance that if anyone saw Queenie, that they would be able to say Queenie was with another person. And so essentially what, with Daisy's permission, I'm casting gaseous form on her, which for an hour turns her into gas. But she would look like
I'm
pollen.
sorry?
Bee pollen.
What?
Yeah. She'd look like bee pollen. And so she would just fly as pollen within my swarm of bees. So if anyone saw me, they would never see her. Yeah. It's gonna feel weird. I haven't done it to myself personally. But my bees will take very good care of you. And so you just stay right beside me. I'll keep an eye, make sure you're still floating there. And once we get back into the house, you can become Daisy again. Yeah.
Let her rip.
That's a weird thing to say, and I'm gonna cast.
All of a sudden, she like particles of pollen start to drift. Her hair starts to pull away. You see her hand almost turning to this thin gaseous form bee pollen. She says, "Queenie, I don't feel so good." And then no, she doesn't say that. She feels great. She is a sentient cloud of bee pollen now. You just see this shimmering shape. You can't get any communication at this point.
No.
I don't think gaseous forms can communicate.
No, they cannot talk.
So, what do?
Just try and make a way back to the house.
You start to make your way back, and you have to slow down. Gaseous forms, they don't move very quickly.
No, they don't.
But you are able to sort of like hop from space to space, guiding the way. Because of your shared pass without a trace, you can see that the bee pollen cloud has no difficulty following you. And in the time, I would say 150% is your time. It takes you an hour and a half once you reach the wall, the broken section of the wall, that you're able to get back over the district, slowly make your way through, and make your way in that way.
Oh, that's right, because it's a flying speed is 10 feet. I should have thought about that.
Yeah, it's very
I would have
slow.
known that because I had cast it. So it only lasts an hour. So I feel like Queenie would have done it knowing that roughly this is how long it would have taken to get to the house.
Are they both concentration?
Yeah, so I'm going to have to drop Pass Without a Trace, too, to make sure. But Queenie's okay with being caught. She just doesn't want Daisy to be caught.
Okay. You reach a place where you feel this bee pollen cloud would be able to make it with complete and absolute safety, and Pass Without a Trace has kept you hidden this far. You would have to make another non-Pass Without a Trace stealing check for you, but I will not roll for Daisy because of her form.
Yeah. 13.
13.
Uh-oh. We should have twisted those.
Yeah, I thought about it. I didn't know how many we had, so I didn't want to use a lot.
Oh, no, we got a bunch from today. I forgot. We
Yeah.
started with not a bunch.
We started
but
at
got a
2.
bunch.
We have, a handful. A literal handful left.
You are zipping along, feeling a little bit more exposed than you would have otherwise. You see the bee pollen cloud, and you're very excited to see that the building you recognize as the one your friends, your allies, your family reside within are on the are perhaps 60 feet away, 30 feet away, and you have to halt the bee pollen cloud as you hear a "What's that up there in the sky?" You hear a voice shout, and you look down and you can see 2 guards you hadn't noticed, who shouldn't be on this patrol, looking up and have spied you very evidently. They're pointing right at you.
Oh, hey.
Well, hi. What's going on?
My name's Queenie March. I have to piss really badly.
There are bathrooms in the house.
Are there really?
Yeah, every one of them.
Oh, sorry. This is my first night in there. I'm from Yona, you see, and we have these things called outhouses, which means you piss out of the house. But there's snow everywhere, and I didn't want to get, my yellow markings all over the place, because somebody else lives here too. So I'm just quite lost.
Make a deception check.
Are we twisting?
Yes, we're twisting
Are you
this.
5?
Yes, 5. What is my deception? 19.
Nice.
Does that sound right to you? What's a Yona? Do your business, but just know that you don't have to do it here. You can go inside. There's a hole.
That y'all are so technologically advanced here.
We're proud of Argentholme.
So am I. Now that we own this place, God. All right. Well, I'm just gonna piss around this corner real quickly. I'm going straight to bed.
Let us know if you need anything.
All right, I will. Thank you for keeping watch. I feel so much more safe having you on patrol. I'm gonna go around the corner.
You zip along.
Scale up.
You zip along, and the cloud of pollen sort of follows you, and it actually looks like it makes sense, right? As you are moving, or sitting, or
Yeah.
there's almost like a trail of
Like Goku's
yellow,
golden
right?
cloud.
And you make it to the same window that you left from. You pull the panes open. You spill in, and the timing is dead perfect, because just as you are able to set your foot down on the interior of the house, Daisy's form drops, the gaseous form, and she falls, banging her head loudly on the floor, and you hear a gasp.
I'm sorry about that, Daisy. We couldn't take any chances,
Sure.
They know I'm supposed to be here, but not you. Anyway, let's go see everyone. Barnabo's snoring. Yep, sure is. Everyone else is still awake, though. They're playing Parcheesi, and I think Scrim's loosened. So I'm going to motion her to follow me down the stairs.
The 3 of you are finally in a position where you feel that you might actually beat Yornir this one time, when you hear the sound of footsteps coming down the stairs. There's even a moment where there's a cold draft, certainly, where the air had been let in before Queenie was able to close the paned window doors, and all of a sudden, you see Queenie, and just behind her, you see Daisy.
I jump up in excitement and slightly shift the board, accidentally knocking the board.
No! What have you done?
Oh! You found her! Oh, sorry, Scrim. I know. Oh.
She leaps over the railing and runs to embrace you, Taishen, and you can feel her pull her arms around your torso and almost shaking. You feel this great embrace. You being the closest of the 3 companions. She stands up. She looks at you, Scrim.
Hey.
She races forward and immediately grabs your frame and
I've taken my hat off. I was holding it. And as soon as she lets me go,
Are you okay?
I'll stop and I'll look at her and I'll say, "You made it, kid." And I'll give her a little slug on the shoulder.
Survived for months out there. You have to tell me what happened to you all. I have to tell you what happened to me. It's good to see you.
I never had any doubt that you wouldn't make it.
She runs over and she immediately jumps, and she jumps up so that she can hug you underneath your arm. Yeah, I mean, it's like when you're in a one of the gymnasiums and they've got one of the foam columns and you can jump in but literally hold on.
I start
to that.
spinning. So
She's she jumps up and grabs you for a moment, and she jumps back so that she can say welcome back, and she walks over and she sort of gives a tap on Argos' shoulder.
The wilds. Well done.
Not easy. I didn't do it all on my own at first, but eventually I learned how to live off the land.
Drakkar is watching over you. I have seen it.
Let's hope so.
All right, but as heartwarming as this homecoming is, I need your help, because it was not smooth sailing. There was, I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with this. I know the 3 of you dabble in magics that far outweigh my comprehension of them. But there was this almost invisible sphere or something that was floating around behind us at one point. And we only noticed it because the snow started to settle on top of it. And it was jolting this way and that. And then when we noticed it, Daisy tried to shoot it with her arrow and it moved out of the way. And then it started to make its way out of the cave we were in. And we tracked it for a little bit and went into the forest. You have any idea what something like that could be?
No. I've never heard of anything like that in my life.
Me either.
Was it living?
What do you mean, was it living?
Did you use your hunter sense on the ranger
Oh,
abilities?
definitely didn't. I probably could have, and I think that would have been some incredibly helpful knowledge. But it was just shocking to me at the time that I didn't think.
Queenie would have known immediately if it was some kind of creature or something like that. There's no way.
Yeah, had I used my hunter sense, I definitely would have. It's very unfortunate that I hadn't.
You think then that somebody cast a spell?
Well, I don't know. I ain't never seen no invisible orb collecting snow.
That doesn't sound like a creature to me.
Sure, I've seen a lot of things, though, that didn't sound like creatures that were.
Sure, that's fair. But
Why are you laughing? You never laugh.
Might need to stop typing in chat.
Oh.
What the fuck?
that was much better than your
Holy shit.
than your bogey joke. That was much
Read it out loud for people who aren't going to have access to chat.
Dreadwing.
Just get it out.
More like look forward to all sleep.
That's fucked up.
Look forward to Dreadwing. Look forward to fall asleep.
To fall asleep.
This is what happens when I leave you alone for an hour. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Put your computer
The story
away.
demanded it.
Put it away.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I'm still sleeping.
Did you get any sense from it? Did it seem like it bore you ill intent? Or?
I got a sense of fear, foreboding.
And you said it was moving.
Oh, yeah.
Divination.
It felt like it was looking at us.
That's not good.
A source
Almost
of
like
scrying.
a floating eyeball or something.
Source of scrying.
But it ain't had no
Yes.
pupil in it or nothing.
Did it appear arcane in origin?
How am I supposed to know?
Or was it primal?
How am I supposed to know?
Perhaps psionic.
Is there like a color that goes along with
Maybe
arcane or
draconic.
primal?
As you question Queenie,
That's pretty good. Yeah.
as you question Queenie, you're putting together the pieces. Make an Arcana check.
Oh,
Maybe with some twists.
may I twist? Maybe two?
Maybe with help.
Two, yeah.
I'm wondering about it too.
How good's your Arcana? Isn't that good?
No,
if you're
it's
if you're
bad.
all if you're all asking questions, it'd be like contributing to 20 questions. I would say at advantage.
Oh.
You should
with
still
advantage
use
plus
2. You should still plus 2 twists.
Plus 2?
Yeah, what's your plus?
This
Plus
is
one.
important.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make it plus 3.
Yeah, we're gonna make it plus 3.
Okay, so I'm using 2 twists.
Correct.
Hold on. I'm gonna use this one.
Correct.
And you're at advantage.
Yeah.
I'm at advantage, so let me roll both
You're
of
at
these.
advantage.
What's that? 17 or 11?
14, I think.
11.
Okay, so 14 plus 4 is 18.
Oh, 18, good.
Or no,
Plus 3.
plus 3 total.
17.
17.
That's good.
That's good.
That's very good.
Thank God you twisted.
A 17. Though your scrying magic works differently, and the way that you've been able to perceive through the world into the future or into the present through your eye, you do get a sense that this was something very similar. It may have been invisible, or it may have been made of some transparent material. That is not clear, but you do get the sense that it was, you feel very confident that this was a method of observation and deduction, something that could either see and possibly hear, but you're not sure about whether it would be able to hear. Just perhaps some observation that was able to spy Daisy and Queenie in the cave there.
You were seen.
Well,
By whom, I am not sure.
I told you that weird floating eyeball thing.
Well, this means that not only does someone know that Daisy is close by, but they know that Queenie met with her.
Damn it. But it didn't follow you back, right? You said it went off.
Oh yeah, it went off into the forest. I mean, it doesn't mean it didn't turn and follow us back, but I didn't get the little prickles on the back of my neck that tell me someone's watching me. So I don't think so.
We do not know if
Can
the
it
one...
hear us, or can it just see us?
It could possibly hear you as well.
Oh yeah, we laid
Given
out
the-
the whole plan too.
If this was a powerful divination spell, then it could have seen, heard, and sensed more.
Did you see any of the princess's forces on your way back? Out of Argentholme?
Well, not out of Argentholme. I had to pretend like I was pissing in the alleyway, though, when I got back, because there were 2 guards I didn't expect to be on patrol. Kind of an unusual place. I wonder if that... But, I mean, they bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Oh.
You hear a knock at the door. Hey, we checked the snow. We didn't see any piss. That's very suspicious.
I had a lot of water today, thank you
We didn't
very
find
much.
any piss. You have some explaining to do. That doesn't happen.
You owe us piss! You owe us piss right now!
Took away. Derek, I'm so upset.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can still say it.
No.
We were looking forward to piss right now!
That's too
Where are you
silly.
going with all that? You're not going to share? It's okay, you're not in trouble as long as you piss right now.
That's a nightmare.
So what do we do? Daisy.
That's okay.
what are
One
we
of
supposed to
Queenie's
do?
features as a swarm keeper is the piss on command ability.
You're fine.
Weird, I've got that too.
It's a very small bladder. My secret is I always have to piss.
Immunity to pea shyness.
It's like the shrew from beneath our glares.
What an unhinged episode.
I haven't got an episode yet.
Oh, just wait.
That's one of the best episodes ever
Oh god.
of anything we've ever
What
done.
were even? Well, if you didn't see any of her forces heading towards you, maybe it wasn't the princess. If she had seen Daisy, if she had seen Queenie with her, she would have sent people.
I mean,
Oh, she'd be on her way immediately.
Or gone herself.
I was practically invisible on my way there. I do wonder if whether I had been there or not, if whatever and whoever that was knew where Daisy was.
In the weeks that we were separated, did you encounter anyone else?
I met some folks from Ogerton. They were heading south too. 3 brothers.
Are they still with you? Did they follow you?
All killed.
Oh, that's terrible. What happened?
No,
How did they die?
one of them died, saving my life, and the other 2 they journeyed with me for a while, but I'll be honest, they were slowing me down. So
You ate them?
You killed them.
Davy's face elongates and a caribou's skull pushes out of
That
it.
would be the greatest betrayal ever.
That would be awful. Chat would never forgive you.
No.
You think
I would
they
never
hate
be able to
me
DM
for the
again.
NPCs?
I know.
They would never forgive you.
That would be unreasonable.
True valiant
Daisy
heroes.
explains that she felt the other 2 were slowing her down very legitimately, and so she pressed on one night without them. She doesn't know where they went, but guesses
left
that
them
they
to
either
die.
kept going south or they can take care of themselves.
It is too bad they didn't live, but then again, who does?
Daisy makes a small crane unicorn.
Why are
and puts
you
it down on
doing
the
this,
table.
Michael?
What is it now?
Damn, boy, were you just frying chicken in there? For real, though, you piss loud as fuck. I think that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Stop! You need to stop.
Okay, that's my last one. That's what I
Holy
didn't have a paper character.
I love that. Anybody who's new is gonna look at the official account. The official.
Oh, I should have done some Rouge the Bad emojis. That would be some channel as Rouge the Bad.
Yeah, how do we ban Legends of Antras?
That's the neat part. You can't.
Thank you for the tea. It's so good to see all of you. I can't believe you're alive. I thought that I'd lost you. I had faith, but I can't believe we're here now.
That tea you gave us, it was beautifully bitter and sour at the same time.
It was
What?
sour and bitter. It was exquisite.
What?
Yeah, we loved it.
It was great.
No. What do you mean?
It was terrific.
Well, we did exactly what you said. We waited until it bubbled 165 for 5 minutes.
No.
Oh,
What?
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's okay, Taishen. Let's play Parcheesi again. Let's play. We have one more spot if either of you would like to play.
I have to learn what happened. Where were you taken when you disappeared that night?
Oh, God, somewhere horrible.
It was.
It's a living nightmare is what it was.
I do not describe it as a place. It was a state of being. We entered the realm of madness and darkness, trapped by a dark being.
It was like a prison.
Yes, a dark prison. But in the end, the being itself was imprisoned by several wizards on the coast. Some coastline.
Wow,
Nondescript coastline.
that sounds awful. And you were there for months?
No.
Sometimes I think we've been imprisoned by wizards on the coastline for years.
Wow, it's just the worst.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what a living nightmare that must be.
Yes.
Well, you don't have to tell me more than that. You made it back to Drakkar somehow.
It defied time and space. We were there for mere days. But when we emerged, weeks had passed.
Thank you, Yornir the White. I just kept heading south, and I made my way back here and circumnavigated the whole thing, and I've just been scouting out. I could tell you lots, though I guess you're here, so you know it all.
Looks like you've been doing more than just scouting. I gestured the suit of armor she's made out of.
Yeah,
like,
she
bug.
killed some of my kin. There are about, I think, several snow hares that were slaughtered up against the wall.
She holds up the snow hairs. Miss Narch, if you're nasty.
Why would you bring that with you?
I asked her to leave them behind, but she refused.
Why would you bring trophies of such a heinous
I just have it. I just thought that.
It is food. She is trying to survive.
I mean, to
But they're
be
wearing
fair,
overalls and dresses.
You do what you must, right, Daisy?
I thought they were cute. They're cute, so cute, right?
they were.
The cuter the creature, the more delicious.
I dressed them all up like you.
They were my friends in my loneliness.
That's a nightmare. We'll skip past that.
Wilson!
So what are we gonna do? What are you doing here?
We don't know.
We've got a lot of problems. To be quite honest with you.
I'll help any way I can.
We must obtain the artifact that the princess has. And we tried to parlay. It gained us a district, land, a house banner, but not the artifact. So whether through negotiation, subterfuge, or force, we must retrieve it.
Stealing it might still be on the table, but she knows who we are now, so that certainly isn't the best course of action.
I feel like Queenie could do it all by herself. She's so stealthy.
Nah.
See, you're having one right now.
Well, you brought him.
You're like glazing it with honey.
Jeez! She's gonna
There-
put my
I-
hair to go.
Gone tomorrow.
Yes.
Force is still an option, but she got an army. There's a lot of people here.
Thousands. And
Yes.
some are tall and with horns, and others are stout and blue, and others are weird, like Yornir, only they have green skin.
Green skin. Describe these beings.
Know someone walk around with a walking stick like yours, and they have skulls and trinkets on their clothes and stuff, and they're in the northeast district. I assumed you would have. I don't know how long you guys have been here.
It
But
is very little time, one day.
they've got big sticking teeth out of their jaw like this,
Orcs.
and broad noses, and
Oh,
these-
are they like that green skull we found, or those green bones we found?
The green bone? No, those were trolls.
Yeah.
I believe she describes orcs.
Oh, all right.
I watched them for one of the evenings I came and surveilled, checking the city out, and they basically they chant around the trees. There's like that whole like a farm of forest there. It's crazy.
Would I know what an orc is?
Yeah.
They are practitioners of the primal magics as well.
Ah.
Shaman.
Are you more orc or more troll?
I am cousins to trolls. We are all giantkin. Orcs are not giant folk.
I know. She said they were like you, though.
They are large, and
Oh.
they are shaman like I am.
Oh.
Some of them are.
They walk around with a cane. Or staff.
If they wield primal magics in the same way I do, yes.
Are you not upset that they're trying to steal your vibe?
No, they are not. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Like, sometimes my cousin, I'd dress up like a certain way or put flowers in my hair a certain way, and one of my cousins would do it, and it'd make me upset, because I'm like, I put my flowers like that. Why are you copying me? It doesn't make you upset that they're copying you?
I am not offended.
All right.
In fact, perhaps they could be allies in our cause.
Oh, you think?
Well, and also, he doesn't wear trinkets on the front of his clothes. He wears his tusks on the back.
You think they'd be offended if he started wearing trinkets on the front of his clothes?
It's possible. I don't know how easy orcs
Maybe
are
you
to
should.
offend.
Maybe you shouldn't do that just in case.
I will change nothing about myself.
All right.
We're currently playing her game. We're just playing along with her. We can't do anything to oppose her at the moment. And goal is subterfuge for now. Feel things out, see how things go, and Maybe a plan will emerge, but we're pretty deep over here.
And I should just hide here?
No, I mean, they can't see you. You've already potentially been found by someone. If she finds you, it's bad news.
They could take me to the stronghold in the middle of the city, in shackles, right?
Yes,
What
they
was your-
would.
What was your hope when you sent that message to Scrim?
Yeah, how did you even get that in my pocket?
I was just by happenstance checking out the Goliath, and I saw the commotion. I was able to sneak up into the rafters. I watched Barnabas this whole fight, and when you guys came out there, I was able to use my abilities and just sort of popped it into your pocket.
Would I immediately think back to that moment where I noticed something for a brief moment and make the connection?
You think about the rafters and you recognize that her head probably would have been dipping down just in that moment.
Oh my gods, I saw you! Just for a moment. That's unbelievable. You're amazing.
I think I'm getting better. I can move the arrows as I shoot now. I can give them a little bit of a nudge to make them hit if they were going to miss, and I can smooth snow and sort of like make sure that nobody can track me. That's how I've been
You were really hard to track. I was very proud.
And take a look at this. And she holds up the massive like insect helmet that its big bulging eyes like immediately gets like really
Whoa.
close to you. Hold it.
What is this?
This is the thing that nearly killed me. When you put it in your hands, you are shocked by how light it is. This chitinous armor is extremely strong, but it feels like you're almost carrying nothing at all.
Chitinous.
And it's almost a little warm to the touch.
So you killed it, and then you turned it into this.
Barely. Like
Take
I said,
his phone away.
I don't know if you.
What?
Take
Barnabas
his
Barnabas
phone
wakes up.
I fall back asleep.
He says,
The head orc's name is my father.
It is
That's
now.
really good.
It is now.
That's really good.
My far.
That's not even a bad one. That's just good.
That
No,
could
that's
be
bad.
his brother's name.
It's good.
It's
Good.
I look up and Mike's staring directly at me. I'm like, what?
He's always waiting for your approval.
Yeah.
That was when we lost the one I told you about, Sausage. I don't think that you met Sausage.
His name was Sausage?
Oh, everyone had food names. There's the Sausage, Gabagool, and Porcos, his brother.
What a bunch
Oh.
of freaks. I passed
Yeah.
the helmet back to her.
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Should I just hide here?
Yes. If you are willing, it would be the biggest help to us for you to stay safe and stay hidden.
I've been hiding for months. I'm good at it now.
We understand your people are being held in the citadel. We have rallied the ogres to our cause, and perhaps we can gain the orcs, the
haven't-
elves, and the others.
I haven't been there. There's no way. There's just the one bridge. There's no way to crawl up from the lake. It's the one place in the city I haven't really been able to explore.
That makes theft even more difficult.
I believe our first path involves politics.
You knock over the Parcheesi board a little bit more. I'm going. I'm gonna go up and get some rest. I'm exhausted.
It is late. We should all get rest.
Thank you for bringing me here, Queenie.
Thanks for coming.
It's amazing to see all of you.
We missed you a lot.
I missed you guys so much.
You want to share a blanket tonight?
Sure? Oh, I forgot my blankets.
Oh, don't worry, I got one.
All right. Cool.
We can tell secrets and braid each other's hair.
How do I braid your hair?
I'll teach you.
Oh, I don't know why I was thinking Queenie didn't have fucking hair for some reason. I was just going full fucking dead hairs over here. I know how to braid hair.
She ties her ears in a knot.
My cartilage! Ow!
Yeah, we'll braid each other's hair. That sounds wonderful.
Good night, Daisy.
Good night, Daisy.
It's in this moment you recognize how tired you are too, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw against exhaustion for your night's activities.
Natural 20.
Oh.
You pass.
So 24.
Queenie and the rest of you watch as Daisy makes her way up to one of the bedrooms on the second floor, leaving the four of you still sitting next to the crackling fire and the persistent sounds of snoring Barnabas.
I think these were here, and I think... Alright, those were there, I believe. If I remember correctly, I again had to knock the board. I think this
I was
is...
just so excited.
I think this was... Is this fair?
That looks correct. to
Yeah,
me.
looks good enough for me.
I want to maintain game state.
Yeah.
That looks right. I think you were winning.
It was close, though. You've almost got me.
Yeah. I'm just having fun.
Alright, whose turn is it? Scrim, I think it is your turn.
Okay. And you would notice that, like, instead of robbing you all blind with my crazy sleight of hand, I'm, like, intentionally losing. I'm just, like, letting it go. Oh, no, I messed it up again. Really scrimmed that one. Pass the turn. Like, just, like, trying to keep Yornir interested, because it's the only time I've ever seen him interested in anything. So good.
My pieces are little carved water buffaloes. Isn't that cute?
Beautiful, beautiful.
We finish our game of Parcheesi, and then we go to bed.
You make your way up and you go to bed. There aren't very many hours. I would say that Barnabas, Taishan, Yornir, and Scrim, you enjoy the benefits of a long rest because you've basically been doing nothing, relaxing, playing Parcheesi. You had one conversation with Daisy. But for staying up, Queenie, I cannot grant you this long rest.
Okay.
Oh.
I accept that. Worth.
Hashtag
Worth
worth.
the
You can
100%.
take another short.
Hashtag
You can take
worth.
another short.
I'm
And
all right.
that's where I think we'll take a quick break before
I love
we
that.
reach before dawn approaches.
Awesome.
Long rest.
The light of early morning pours in through the windows, and though everyone is mostly asleep upstairs or perhaps taking the couch, it hits your eyes first, Barnabas, and you jolt awake, feeling the benefits of a full night's rest.
I'm alive. I'm alive. I will get up and enjoy. I'll kind of survey this scenario. I guess I'm on the couch.
Yeah. You'd be either in the equivalent of like an easy boy or
Yeah.
a large couch.
I will, in the kind of sleep of the, when you have needed a long sleep, to put in perspective that the wild ride through the tunnel was also yesterday, and me turning into a kaiju and fighting a guy to a death and cutting his head off and being horribly wounded one step away from death was all yesterday. I will immediately go to the kitchen, survey the pantry, see what's stocked, and I will try to make the heartiest, most meatful breakfast I possibly
The
can.
basics are there. You have access to unlimited spices thanks to the item that you carry with you at all times, of course, but there are eggs and some undried meats. Enough for the 5 of you, perhaps, for a day. Other than that, provisions are relatively slim, but enough to make a hearty breakfast, certainly. And it's the smell of your cooking that wakes the rest of you up, wherever you choose to have slept overnight.
I've got a breakfast feast going. Come at your leisure. I've got coffee as well.
You feel 2 arms wrap around your waist, your torso, and you feel sore, still quite hurt from the day prior. And you turn around and you see, standing before you, staring up at you, Daisy.
Young lady, you made it! Not like I ever doubted it!
Queenie brought me here. She's master.
Well, you look like you're all skin and bones. Here, eat. You get a double portion. No, a triple portion. Here you go. I will shove a plate up in front of her.
Plate.
And she shovels the food into her mouth and takes a big draft of the coffee. The rest of you all assemble in the kitchen.
I am so glad to see you alive.
Thank you. I can't believe how long it's been. It's been months.
I know I said a lot of harsh things, but you know that it was just because I didn't want to see you freeze to death. You know that, right?
Thank you. Yes, I know.
I'll muss her hair a little bit, and then get back to cooking. And I'll say, well, I'm sure... Well, I know I was asleep probably when you came back in. It was a rough day. I don't know if the others told you, but I cut a guy's head off with my crab claw. I was all to the sides of a building. He deserved it. Don't worry. And I'll turn around and I'll keep frying. I'll probably have some eggs boiling and then some eggs. Some eggs frying, obviously. Just getting a feast ready.
There is much to fill you in on, Barnabas. And I proceed to fill him in on all of the stuff that we learned, the focus, and, you know, the pork bros, and all that. He's totally
Daisy
caught up.
chimes in when she doesn't have her hands full of cutlery or a mug to consume the food that she's clearly not. She hasn't been starving, but she hasn't been able to enjoy your fine cooking for some time. And you get all the details. There was some sort of invisible thing that saw them out there in the mountains. There's the she's been around for weeks and weeks, sort of surveilling the town, the city, and she knows what you all know at this point.
As I get caught up and as I'm cooking, there is definitely, I think that Barnabas will be in a very good mood, almost kind of like a glow to him as he's chipper, he's whistling, he's humming, as he seems to be very amenable, is what I'll say.
Now we must discuss what next.
Well, if there's anyone else's head I have to cut off, I feel like I might be up to the challenge. If that's the toughest warrior that they can muster.
Don't we know that there's like a ceremony today, right?
Yes.
Like
you have been asked to participate in a sort of a presentation or performance of your new rites as a tribe. The princess said she would be making you into one, effectively one of the tribes of Drakkar.
We are late for the ceremony. We all take a single piece of toast and run out of the house with the toast in our mouths. Because we have to have our hands free to do this.
Sure.
And then a bus comes and kills us all. And we all get isekai to a very generic D&D fantasy world.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's terrible. You
I know we're in the remembered realms!
No, that doesn't happen.
But there are rats that we have to kill, so we should probably all roll for initiative.
Yes, a single rat shows up. I need everyone to roll for initiative.
I'm a van.
I had a natural 10.
We have the ceremony today. We must play the part. Let us accept what the princess has granted us and treat it as an honor. And we must learn the different districts, the different houses, the political landscape of this city. And if we get time after the ceremony, perhaps we visit the place your friend spoke of.
Yeah, I don't hate that idea. Do I know if Nimrodel would be in that district ever, or he lives at the inn where we briefly stopped.
You know that he lives and serves at that particular tavern
so it's
in Experience.
Unlikely if
In
he
the-
head to the
in the
direction
winter
he chose to
market.
go, he's not going to.
But you, you know also that there's a walk away is the Cursed Glade, where the Shadowvale Cabal calls their home.
Yeah, you're probably right. We definitely have to get over that at some point, but I'm not looking forward to it.
I began working on French toast equivalent in a fantasy setting.
I'm waiting for the French toast. I'm saving room.
Oh, some of the bread that I found was a little stale, and this is a nice trick, Mr. Fireblossom. Pay attention.
Oh.
It's even better when it's stale.
Oh, I can't wait. That looks delicious. Oh.
It's all on the wrist, Mr. Fireblossom. It's all on the wrist for the flip.
Oh, wow.
I serve it.
You do hear a knock at the door after enjoying your food, just as you're starting to come to rest on all of the food, the French toast equivalent, the Dracarian toast, let's say, and the door knocks again with loud thumps.
I run to the door.
I tell Daisy to hide.
Oh, as she jumps into the larder and sort of pulls the curtain over, and you get a sense that she's back there.
What?
You look through, perhaps expecting to see some Frosthammer kobolds, and instead you're staring up at a tall ogre you recognize to be Manius, who now goes by Man.
I stick my head out, and I look left and I look right to see if there are like guards all over the place.
At the end of the street, you
Or
do
if he's
spy
accompanied with them.
guards, but you see mostly additional ogre flesh as you see more and more standing behind Manny. There seems to be almost a crowd of them just outside the door.
After I look left and I look right, I look up and I say, "What's the password?"
Password?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Come on in. Hey guys, it's Manny. He's here. Come in.
And I like pull on him even though he's huge to try to like force him to come in.
He doesn't even budge when you like pull on it.
Come on, get in here.
You're just doing this.
You big oaf, come on.
Scream, who is it?
It's Manny.
Oi! Is it just him? How many more breakfast do I need to make?
Just him, so make like, I don't know, a couple dozen more.
I'm gonna clear out the pantry and the larder. All right.
As
I'll
soon
get
as
back
he's
to it.
in, I will like slam the door behind him and like lock it again.
There are like 3 or 4 ogres who are walking up behind you, slamming in their face, and Manny's inside the room now. There are high ceilings, and so he doesn't need to duck down, but he's certainly an imposing figure within this space, more so than he was in Ogreton, with the architecture accommodating being what it is. And he looks down, Manny, hungry.
Join us. Barnabas is cooking.
Other ogres hungry.
You brought friends? Do we have enough food, Barnabas?
I am rifling through to see how much serving the kitchen.
You're like going through the larder.
I would have also organized everything, I guess, before everyone woke up too.
Sure,
I needed
sure.
to be like exactly how
You
I wanted.
familiarized yourself
Yeah.
with the kitchen, and you know that as much as these ogres eat, that you could give perhaps a full meal to Manius, but perhaps not to the 5 standing out the door, let alone the hundreds of ogres that now occupy this neighborhood.
No, we're just about tapped out, Mr. Stabbing-Scotch. We need to have a word with the princess and whoever is in charge of provisions. Or perhaps all we have to do is just make a stop at the market, and we'll have to have a shopping episode, so to speak.
So we shouldn't let the other ogres in, is what you say.
Well, if they're hungry now. We can't feed them.
I'm sorry, Manny. There's nothing we can do. We're low on supplies.
How do we get more supplies?
Well, we're gonna work on that. Hopefully today we'll come up with a plan.
Is there a market you can go to? I can prepare a list and perhaps send you all down and bring it back here.
Stormfist, feed ogres.
Well, it's possible when we become a full bannered family today, we'll be offered provisions.
When today?
Later.
Well, we have to, I think, set our house in stone, decide our heraldry,
It
our
is probably
colors.
very soon. I think it was like morning. Or maybe midday.
He pulls a bowl of the scrambled eggs and literally just with one scoopful, empties the entire bowl and dumps it down his throat.
I'm sorry, it's not enough. I understand. We're also out of the French toast.
What?
You know that the great chef French, he also invented French dressing. A little bit of cuisine trivia for you. Anyway.
And French dip.
Oi, that's true. Very prolific, man.
What ogres do?
I suppose that we will seat ourselves by the princess. We will make our demands.
We must be able to feed our people.
Aye.
Maybe it will be good to have them in attendance as a show of force. The power of our new house.
Yes, yes.
The ogres collected at our backs.
You will join us today
Okay. Join you where?
at the ceremony. Do I know where it is? Do I remember what she said?
You do not. She didn't indicate where the ceremony would take place. I think that any of you would be able to make the deduction that it probably will be in the center of the city.
Probably be escorted.
It will probably be in the center of the city and will probably be escorted.
I will tell ogres.
Manny, what's the matter, buddy? You seem a little down.
Manny hungry.
Well, Scrim's hungry too, but you don't see me complaining. We're making the best of the situation.
Manny blood sugar low.
And I'm like shoveling my face all, like it's like smelling.
Quite a lot.
Shut up, Taishan. The point is, and I'm like wielding my spoon. We're gonna figure out what happens today, and we're gonna have more information soon.
Manny's eyes give you a look up and down, and you get the idea that he's like picturing you turning into like a fucking pork chop.
I look at him and I take my plate and I slide it a little bit more over here. So go get the other ogres, and we'll all go to the ceremony together.
Okay. Manny makes his leave, and he fumbles with the locks for 5 minutes. You just all stay in the kitchen. You hear him.
You gotta. No, I mean, like, pull the thing out of the. No, it's a chain. It goes on a track.
He leaves.
Is Daisy still in the closet?
Oh, he's gone. It was just Manius too. I'll open her up. I'll pull her out.
Yeah. You mentioned demands. I mean, besides food, what did you have in mind?
Like food and general protection, but the stipulations that if any of our ogre friends would like to leave, they may.
I don't think she's gonna allow that.
I think she will.
No, it is.
We tried to make that argument before. When we first met her, she said absolutely not.
It was also before Bonobos cut that guy's head off, so maybe that's worth something.
Maybe.
We had no leg to stand on. We had no position of power. We proved ourselves. We defeated the Goliaths. I defeated the chief. You all massacred the treacherous fucks.
Oh, to be very clear, I don't think she's gonna change her mind. I'm trying to be hopeful here. Civil linings and all that. Brand new scrim.
Well, the winnings for the victory of that fight were determined going in. That was the deal we made originally.
Well, that's the thing, is that any ogre that would rather wander off into the wilds and die than be cared for and have food and perhaps stand shoulder to shoulder against the menace of the metal men, if we're presuming that's the great war that's to come, then we don't want them, then she would rather not want them in the army. The cowardice spreads, morale lowers. It's the same thing on a ship. If you have a ship's lawyer or someone spreading distrust, it spreads like a wildfire.
They will be safer under our protection.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They will be fed. And I do not believe it is worth political influence to gain this. It is not even worth mentioning.
I think it is.
Are you suggesting that perhaps this influence is like a currency and we only have so much we can spend?
Yes, this is exactly what I am implying.
I murdered that chief so that they could have a choice and not live in a barn like livestock. If they want to go wander off into the wilds and freeze to death, that is their choice. As wise or foolish it may be.
But it's not. You were only given the opportunity to do that fight for them to be under our banner and not theirs.
Yes.
You didn't fight for their freedom. You fought for them to have a new master.
That's why I'm going to say that anyone who wants to leave may. And that's their choice.
But she already told us no.
Once we are made a house, we ourselves will have a new master. For the immediate future.
As long as they provide us with food. We played the role fine enough in Ogreton. We play it now. Your gods, your triad. Mr. Yornir. They said there are 3 paths we can walk down.
Yes.
As long as one of them ends with our destiny and our fate. I want the ogres that want to leave to be able to leave. Perhaps we can ask all the ogres. If any of them want to leave, and if it's unanimous that the crew wishes to stay with the ship and the captain, then it's not worth bringing up.
You may do so.
Alright.
I will not be requesting this.
Alright?
I think it does make sense if it's not offered. That's something we should ask for as the necessary provisions to upkeep our house and all those that fall under our care.
Yes. We need food. And this is
And they
more
need
important
lodging.
than their potential freedom.
Well, she's gonna say no like she did before.
I agree. I will get ready.
I will talk to the ogres.
I'll turn and I'll get ready to go to the ceremony.
I will keep eating my breakfast.
How is it, Mr. Sabascotch?
Oh my God, Barnabas is fantastic. Thanks for asking. Oh,
Young lady, how is it? I haven't lost my touch, have I? Little brush with the horrors beyond the stars, and a lighthouse can take the pep out of the step of Barnabas Dreadwake. That's what I wanted to hear. I will get ready. I'll hang my apron up and go get ready.
I'll stay here. I'll do the dishes.
You are too kind, young lady. I appreciate that.
And
just stay out of sight, you know. And if there's anything you need while we're out, I don't know, like write it down and let me know or something. I'll keep my eyes open.
okay.
Maybe you should also develop a special knock or something. So if someone comes to the door, she knows it's us.
Oh, like a secret passphrase, like I was messing with Manny, but instead make it real.
Yeah, except for real this time.
I'll work on that.
If anyone knocks, I'm just not going to answer because you wouldn't knock coming back to your own house.
Oh, that's so much smarter.
Damn.
Well,
Unless
and
you have
that's-
like a knock that
That's
you.
also a good idea too, because no one's supposed to be here. So, if anyone knocks and someone comes to the door, then they're gonna be
Come
concerned.
on, Tai Shen, we gotta get it together.
Should you knock if there's like danger and you're bringing someone who's dangerous back?
Well,
I could send my bees in first, and thumbs up is we're coming in, everything's good to go. Thumbs down is hide.
Easy.
Okay.
we don't know, but we heavily suspect, and it's possible that somebody was watching Queenie and Daisy that night. Somebody might
That
know
was last night.
Well, right, but somebody might know that she's with you. Somebody might come here. They won't knock. They'll just come in. If she thinks it's us returning, she might come out to greet us.
Either way, Tai Shen, I'm gonna need you to get your head out of the ass and get it in the game here.
Oh,
Lock it up, buddy.
It's still
Lock it up, buddy.
viable. The knock is viable.
It's not your best idea, all right? And I was backing you full force there. I was picked the wrong horse.
I really did appreciate that.
Make me regret this.
Next time.
We are going to need to pick the flag that we fly. I don't know if anyone has any ideas.
Did she not say she would choose for us?
I don't recall. I got beat up very badly by him. I think my brain got rattled around a bit.
I think back to that day. Did she say that she would choose?
But 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Less than that.
Not even.
Yeah.
Fucking, 8 hours, 12, 10, whatever.
Yeah, I'm worried about Barnabas.
Barnabas is in trouble.
It is what I want to be.
He's never been happier.
I'm feeling great. I swapped out my pipe for a jewel. I started vaping.
His skull looks a little swollen.
I grabbed some Zins.
Oh no!
Those are not
It smells-
supposed to smell.
This billow of cotton candy smelling vape smoke immediately
that's a
pours
nightmare.
out into the space.
Mr. Staverscott's toast is ready. Get a hanging toast. Oh no!
And you think back to that day. Yes, the Princess of Wrath indicated that she would be the one doing the naming.
Never mind.
Yes, she will name us. This is fine. It is irrelevant what we are called.
I was going to suggest that we, in honor of the ogres, to utilize the colors of their god, Trothak the Shark Puncher.
Their imaginary fake god that you made up.
Oh, yeah, true.
Prothak is fake?
After the play, I think they might have bought it.
I think they bought it before the play.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm
They
saying.
really sealed the deal.
What are the colors of Trothak, the shark puncher?
I always imagine the great, a great gray Leviathan on a green field.
Perhaps she will take suggestions.
Hey,
Let us go.
all right.
I'll walk out the front door.
You walk out the front door, and it is still snowing. It's still gently snowing as it was the night before, but the sky is overcast, not dark, but small flakes glitter down, and immediately you are hit with the cold. How long does your rune of protection last?
8 hours. It's got to be done. Let me check. Spells. Oh, I gotta prepare my spells too. 12 hours.
Oh wow!
So it might still be active.
I would say it's definitely still active.
Yeah.
You would have given it
That was
to
like
her
1
at
a.m.
like 1 or 2 in the morning, and
Yeah.
so for sure. Early afternoon is when that will drop. You walk out, and you are confronted by Manny speaking to a crowd. No food. I don't know why he sounds like Yornir now.
Yes, man, you are learning.
No food. And he, you see all the ogres sort of like grumpily like slapping their thighs and sort of beating their chests and turning. News is spreading that for at least today, until you can negotiate with the Princess of Wrath, that the ogres are going to have to make do somehow. And as you turn away from that crowd, you see that there's a small group of Frosthammer kobolds just at where the main street ends, just as it hits that wide road that sort of circumnavigates the lake. And they are staring down at the street at you, sort of expectantly. A couple with spears, some with swords at their side. They seem resistant to the cold, for they're wearing far few garments than you would expect such a small creature needs in the cold as it is. But they look at you with expectation all the same.
We are ready to be led to the ceremony. And the Ogreton war host will be joining us as well.
We will send an escort for the ogres when the ceremony begins after the sun reaches the horizon. We can bring them to the ceremony tonight, but we are to escort you to the biting bastion for the day.
I told you about the escorts. He totally called it.
But they will join us?
We will make sure of it.
Manny, you are not coming now, but later you and the rest of the ogres will join us for the
Oh,
ceremony.
you're gonna confuse him.
Not now, later.
What ogres do until then?
Can our ogre friends go to the market?
Of course, they can go to the market. They're free to roam the city.
Wait, what's the coin that they take?
Usually agreements with other tribes for food, provisions for whatever trade, favors, power, coin goes to the princess.
Scream.
What?
Could you draft some sort of very fancy official-looking IOU?
I mean, I certainly can.
That's-
The question is, do we trust Manny to deliver it?
I do, Manny. Are you? Nope. I'm over here. I'm here. I'm going to prepare a list. If you could go to the market, I need you. Scrim here is going to give you the fanciest IOU. We have a lot to offer, especially as the newcomers. There's an air of mystery to us. So anything we say, they're like to believe. That's how this works. And so I need you to get everything that's on that list at the market, enough to feed all of the ogres and us for 7 days.
7 days.
7 days. You
Okay.
understand? Okay, I'm gonna go back into the house and I'll get the list.
Of course.
Oh, you know, where did I put that?
I would go with you.
Oh, yeah.
And we would find that
Yeah.
way, like, we could work together to
Yeah.
make sure everything is there, but I would be transcribing what he's saying,
Sure.
what he's dictating.
Sure.
And making it look
Oh, you
just
did.
this beautiful,
Looks like the
official
fucking
looking,
U.S. Constitution by the time
Yeah,
you're done.
and like, you know, I would even, if Barnabas would allow me to, sign it with his name to make it seem intimidating and as if he is the kind of de facto head of our warband.
It says Barnabas Dreadwake.
What was the name of the Goliath? I forget the name of the Goliath chief's name.
The one that you killed was Korvac the Unbroken.
Slayer of the Breaker of the Unbroken.
Fuck yes! I like the shit out of that! I fucking like that shit! And the whole time Scream's like, oh yeah, that's fucking fine, man. I fucking want that.
Oh, you
Barnabas.
sign it, Barnabas, Breaker
Oh,
of
this is the most
the
beautiful
Unbroken.
fucking thing I've ever seen! Ah, fuck yeah! I'm
Damn,
like, we're
that's
fired up, we're in there, we're like, yeah, come on! Oh, you guys like hear us from the outside?
Like
What
bump
the fuck is
chest.
going on in there? Yeah, so I write all these things,
Oh,
and I try to make it look absolutely
Sounds like they're
beautiful.
practicing to go fishing.
Any, and I will list, like, oh, we'll need lots of fruit for the scurvy. Okay, we'll need to get that. We'll see if they have that. Okay, dates, all right. And so I will roll it all up and then basically hand it to Scrim. If you wouldn't mind giving them both of those.
Yeah, I would try to see if there's even a little bit of wax that I could create, like an impromptu wax seal, and like seal it with wax. I know I don't have like an official seal or anything, but I would attempt to.
Hey,
seal
there
the skull
are
with
candles,
wax. Yeah,
and
I
so
would
you
seal
pour
that.
some of the candles in there, and let's say that you can use the face of your coin.
Oh, that's it! Yes, I absolutely use the coin. 'Cause there's only so many people in this absolute place that would even recognize it, maybe. I would use the coin, wouldn't even think about it.
Yep.
I wouldn't even think about the repercussions that are absolutely going to bite Scrim in the ass. Because
Sure,
I
sure.
press the coin into this wax and seal it with this
the wax
horrific...
sizzles.
Yeah.
You've got this perfect folded piece of parchment, and within you feel very confident that a week's worth of provisions for some few hundred ogres and yourselves would not just be enough food, but a variety, a healthy diet.
As we go back out, I'd like to like find a barrel or something where I could stand up and get like above where all of the ogres can see.
Easy to find.
And I will, knowing that a captain's command is only as good as the power of his lungs, I will bellow as loud as I can. And I will say, Ogres of Ogerton, this is our new home for now, and we have won your freedom from the Goliaths. But we are not your masters. You are not cattle. There is a war to come with a machine menace, metal beings from beyond the stars. But outside of these walls lies death and frigid ruin. Winter has come. But that said, you are all free to make the decision. If you do not wish to stay in these walls, we will not stop you. And so I would like, if anyone wishes to leave, and does not wish to live with us, live with under the wing of the Princess of Wrath, please step forward.
The moment that Barnabas stops shouting, you'll just hear Scrim be like, yeah! Oh, yeah! Woo! Yeah, Barnabas! Yeah! Woo! And it's like this weird, like quiet as a Scrim.
Step forward to stay.
To stay. No, to go.
Okay, Barnabas. Yeah.
Put
You
your
hear
hand up if you wanna
hear
leave.
the sound of voices as the crowd absorbs this information. It's slow at first and almost crashes back into you as a wave when you hear
War is coming.
Q.
War.
Thank you.
War is coming.
Aye.
A fight.
Aye.
A war.
And
a war.
for
a
those-
war.
and all of a sudden their arms are shooting
Aye.
up, and you have a sense that you've actually rallied them into a fever of there's an enemy coming that they can crush, that they can apply the skills they've been training to do with the Goliath. They are mongering and hungry for the potential fight to come.
And those that wish to stay, with not just me, but all of us here, and all of our human comrades from Ogerton, all of the survivors, join me in a war cry, Trothak!
Trothak.
Trothak!
Trothak.
Trothak! Aye!
Trothak.
This is just Trothak! This is just like his voyage of the Rumbling Reef! And so I will jump up at the barrel and say, okay, we can reserve that topic for another time, Mr. Yornir.
They're still chanting. You can almost hear the sound of like spit freezing on the ice pack floor road that you all stand on, and they're smashing into each other, not high-fiving, but just literally like almost pushing each other, getting ready to like pumping themselves up, hyping themselves for the coming war, which in their minds may be in an hour or two.
Yeah. I think you've rallied them a little too early.
That could have gone any better, Barnabas. I'm impressed. Surely there's no way this will bite us in the ass.
Aye, not at all.
We will get food for war.
Manny runs up to you.
For dinner, at least. Aye.
No, food for the strong.
Aye.
Let's see where the week takes us first.
The strong.
Aye, the strong.
No, like the days of the week, like for a period of time.
The
Never
week
mind.
have no more days.
Yeah, you got it. No worries. It's all you, Manny. I trust you. Take the ladder. Don't mess this up.
He
The
grabs
week
it.
have no more days.
It's fucking amazing.
Aye, you
It's
know?
phenomenal.
He grabs it, and you're
He
shocked
crushes
to
it in
see
his hand,
that
the
literally
wax seal
hundreds
breaks.
of chanting Trothak ogres start to make their way up and to the west. On
Anyone
the
who would deny that food is an idiot.
in the direction of Winter Market, and you're 5, 10, 15 minutes of traffic pass before finally you find yourself alone again with the the white Frosthammer, white kobolds. I'm sorry. I was just really proud of my. I was just really proud of my Trothak just now.
Hey, look
That's all.
out, it's that one guy.
There's the one guy!
It's right over there.
Stop. So, as I understand it, we'll be escorted to where the ceremony's happening, but it's not for a while. They mentioned like
You have a sense that you've got
Yeah.
6-7 hours,
But-
but you're being asked by the Frosthammer kobolds, or perhaps told that they are to escort you to the center of the city.
does it seem like we need to be there early, or are they just like
That
They don't
my
seem to
guess.
be in a rush, but they seem to be with you.
He wants to take us to the biting bastion right now.
Yes,
right?
before the ceremony.
Yeah.
Right?
Which
No
is
time like
not,
the
the
present.
ceremony is not at the biting bastion. We're going to the biting bastion separately, and the ceremony is somewhere else after.
Taishan asks, and the
This is
there we go.
and then
Yes.
Don't worry, we don't bite. Unless...
Many generations since the ceremony of naming, the oath swearing. But the princess has asked us to take you to the biting bastion, and we are others like ourselves preparing for great feast celebration.
well, good. Please lead the way. We don't want to waste any time.
No time like the present.
and they escort you.
Alrighty.
You it takes another hour or
Shake
so,
a leg.
and by the time you
Wait,
reach
on
the
you.
bridge to cross into the center of the city, I would say that is when your rune of protection drops, Queenie. You are also intrigued to pass by the Cursed Glade. Unlike many of the other districts that have been left alone, like the ones you found yourself in, this has been heavily transformed by the peoples that you've come to know as the Shadow Veil Cabal. There are dark cloths that hang from the faces of all of these different buildings. There are adornments that seem alien and strange to you, symbols that hang above each of the doors, and you can, peering in, you can see that Nimrodel was very much an example of his kind. All of the elves that you can spy in this space are darkly robed, and when you can see arms, you can see heavy tattoos. Even the women have no hair. All of them share this same sort of bald feature, their thin ears poking out from either side. You get a few glances as you continue to move past this space, but no one attempts to approach you as you're being escorted by the guard.
Good gods, this place is like a morgue. Who would have guessed that the cabal of permanently tortured souls would look like this?
Looks about right to me, Mr. Sarsgaard.
Sarcasm, Barnabas. It was sarcasm.
What?
Let's just keep going.
And it's here that you turn and make your way into and across the bridge. You're able to, glancing on either side, should you want to, look down to the lake that is referred to as the Mirror, and with good reason. It is very reflective. You cannot see very deep down into the water, for it is perfectly frozen, completely flat and still. But you see this strange texture on the surface of the. Even though you can see the sky almost reflecting back, it's like it has acne almost. There's all these little white dots on the entire surface, as if boiling water had been frozen in place. And these mysteries confront you and leave you as you pass underneath this enormous, massive gate into the center of what is very clearly a massive stronghold.
Just right before we go in, not just directly to the scrim, but I'd like to try and say something kind of privately. Well, definitely with like...
The guards don't seem to be like vultures just constantly standing next to you. They're not escorting you the way they would prisoners. They are just walking with you to make sure you get to your destination. They're guiders, so you can step back and have an ear and feel that you have the privacy you're looking for.
It's still my hope that...
Ha! Where the fuck did you come from?
I've been here the entire time.
Oh my god, don't sneak up on me like that.
I've just been walking right next to you.
Jeez.
The entire time.
Let's tap me on the shoulder first or
We
something.
just looked over the bridge together.
I was lost in
our
thought.
reflection looking back up at us.
So I was thinking about more important things. Go ahead.
It's my hope. I hold on to it that we can still talk to the princess and come to some sort of agreement about the armature. But I think when we actually get in there, I think you should case the place as carefully as you can to see if that falls through. You might have to steal it. I'm afraid, unless situations drastically change, I don't think we'd win a fight.
What do you think I do every time I step in a room? I look for anything that isn't bolted to the floor.
Well, okay, good then. You're exactly right. In the right mindset. Let's go.
Why are you sexually raising your eyebrows at Taishan?
It isn't sexual.
Was that sexual?
Yeah.
It wasn't sexual.
No, that's how you beckon someone sexually. Did you not know that?
That wasn't sexual.
Was that sexual?
It was a little. It might have been unintentionally sexual.
Scrim, I'm flattered. You're just not my type.
Nah. You're not mine either.
Okay, well then what's with the eyebrows? We carry on.
You do, and you pass under this enormous gate into what is clearly a central circle gathering space. Very literally, the assembly space seems to be in the center of this massive castle, for lack of a better word. It is built up all around you, and you can see these long, thin windows. This would have been the height of architecture for the Silver Dominion, and the Dragonborn features would have been ornate and elegant and beautiful, while also creating an imposing and intimidating, threatening pace. All of those have been stripped away and replaced by nothing. Where you would imagine there might be a grotesque or a gargoyle or some equivalent statue has been effectively raked away, and you can even see in some of the spaces on the tower where on some of the towers where a dragon almost certainly would have climbed. It seems stable. I'm not saying that it's in disrepair, but the nature of this space being what it is, it tells a tale. It tells a story of how much, for the centuries that it has stood here, and it feels ancient as you walk into this central space. You immediately notice that there are preparations being made. Banners are being put up. There are tables being moved and into one side of the direction. Chairs and seats are being stationed at another. And in the center, massive logs are being brought in by the cartful and sat down. And there's very clearly what is already a 10, 15 foot tall wooden structure in the center, almost like Lincoln logs just being built up one after the other. You're escorted to another side of this gathering space, this huge space, and the kobolds,
You need to go in there and make your way up to the top of the tower. There you'll meet with the person I've known my whole life.
We will mate with them?
I could never forget.
You will meet with...
Oh, meet with, thank goodness.
Meet.
Oh my god.
Why are you giving me sexually suggestive eyebrows?
You will meet with...
Please say the princess. Please say the princess.
It's very funny.
Whisperfang, leader of the Ivory Clutch.
She's not that hot, Mr. Fire Blossom.
Whisperfang?
Speak for yourself.
There you will ready yourself for the ceremony to come.
Ready ourselves how?
To bathe.
Ah,
To make yourself presentable for the princess.
well that's nice. I didn't expect that.
Are there offsprings?
Not in the top of the tower, no.
Yeah.
But there, Whisperfang will guide you through the preparations for the ceremony.
All right.
Will take some time, I understand.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well.
With the Frosthammers, we're not told of these details, so mystery awaits.
We will do so.
You push your way through the doors and make your way up. The temptation to stop at each floor and perhaps explore adjoining hallways, make your way down the sides of these is strong, but you smell the fragrant smell of the baths and immediately make your way up to almost halfway up the top of one of these towers. And there you are handed towels by some others. You are handed cleaning implements. You are given the chance to enjoy a private space with your own poured extremely warm water. And you take advantage of that rare time, just like you did in the hot springs before you were captured and taken to Ogreton. This is the first time where you are able to truly enjoy a moment by yourself, to truly cleanse yourself in a way that is nearly impossible when you're on the road camping from site to site, from space to space. And after, I'd say, another hour, 2 hours of you truly getting into that relaxed space and your giving your clothes a brush, making sure that your boots are clean and tidy, feeling prepared for the day, you make your way up the remainder, being guided by more of the kobolds to finally this top sanctum, this inner space. Pushing the door open, you are confronted by a not the bright light of what you expect, but a very dark inner area. It is cavernous, and you get the sense that this is the very top of the tower. There are no more stairs to climb. And turning, a winged white kobold with spectacles turns and looks at each of you and gestures to have you come in. In the center of this space is a wide, low basin of water. And it appears to be completely frozen water, literally ice there in the center. And small candles burn around the circumference of this room. You can see all kinds of shelves, almost like a library on one side, study desks, these sorts of things.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in.
All right.
My name is Whisperfang, and pleasure to meet each of you. You are...
Scrim.
Oh, yes, Scrim.
Speak up! Sounds like you're whispering. These
No,
old ears ain't what they used to be.
Whisperfang is just my name. I am one of the oldest houses here in Argentholme. We go back all the way to the beginning.
All right.
What's your name? Name.
Hi, my name is Barnabas Dreadwake, Breaker of the Unbroken.
Ooh, and you, sir?
Taishen, Fire Blossom.
Taishen Fire Blossom. Pleasure. Queenie. What is your name? I don't know why. What is your name, young lady?
Holy crap, he's a psychic.
My name's Queenie Miss March, if you're nasty. I can't raise my eyebrows.
Queenie March.
Yeah.
It's a fine name.
Thank you.
And are you the tall one?
I am called Yornir.
Thank you. Come in. Close the door. We have much to do before we can prepare ourselves for the oath-swearing ceremony. Are you all bathed and ready?
Yes, I think we all enjoyed a nice bath. How do we get started here?
Well, we're going to have to make your sigil. We're going to have to make an artifact. All the tribes, when they finally swore fealty to the Princess of Wrath, took this same path, this process, these steps into the arcane, and were able to produce that which binds them to with her. In the land of Drakkar, as a tribe, you will be taking these same steps and becoming one.
This, sounds a little bit too much like a deal or some sort of pact for my comfort.
Is there some sort of magical binding that is part of this ritual? Or
Without question, absolutely. If you all together contribute your strengths and you do a good job, then the princess's power will be blessings are upon you. You will experience many boons. This is the truth for all the tribes of the Horned Wayfarers, the Iron Vein Brotherhood. All of them committed themselves to the power of Princess of Wrath and benefited greatly.
What's the catch?
The catch?
Aye, the catch.
The responsibility and weight of being rulers in Drakkar.
No, the monkey paw effect. If we raise arms against the princess or talk ill of her, will there be some sort of horrible curse that kills us dead?
No. This is an honor. This is not meant to be a back and forth in this way. It should just suffuse you with the abilities, the ability to, for example, to be in the winter without any source of warmth and survive all night and day.
So it won't exert any magical influence over us. It just codifies us together as a house and presents upon us the boon of the princess.
You will make your artifact here and then present it to the princess. She will announce, this is very important, announce your presence and to the rest of the tribes so that they can spread the word, not just here, of course, but eventually over the course of a year, all to the many satellites, towns that are speckled across this great land. And you will be acknowledged, recognized. One of you will have to be chief, of course.
I don't know about this. What do you think, Yornia? What are you feeling about this? Seems like something's up here.
I do not believe we have a choice.
Yeah, that's true.
I would agree with you very much, sir, Yornir. There's, consequences to defying the princess, even for tribesmen. Her enemies, they know very, very little, if not no mercy.
The Breaker of the Unbroken will be our chief.
Oh.
Are you sure about that, Mr. Yornir?
So you will be the ambassador. The ambassador to the other chieftains and the princess herself.
What other option do you suggest?
I was going to suggest Mr. Grimnir. The man from Yorn. The man of winter, the man of the land. That's why we're here.
I am no chieftain. I am not a leader of men.
I am just a simple ship's cook.
You also cut that guy's head off, so that was pretty impressive.
And you rally the ogres, Barnabas.
If you think it wise, Mr. Yornir, I trust your triad. I trust you. As much as I resisted, and you may have red hair, but I do find your judgment sound.
I have played advisor to a jarl or two in my day, but I am not one to lead.
As ye say, Mr. Yornir, the breaker of the unbroken shall be chief.
Very good. When the ritual is complete, I will take the artifact and drop it into your hands, and this will symbolize the invocation of this sigil.
All right, just tell us what to do.
All right. He pushes his glasses up. These sort of yellow eyes sitting in his skull. He has these lithe winged wings. He turns. He sort of shuffles over and he starts to pull tomes down. Give me one moment. I have not done this myself. As I said, it's been generations. Just making sure here. Yes. Uh-huh.
All right.
My first tattoo.
All right. First, I'll need to speak a few words. Extinguish the candles for me.
They're out.
Nice!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You just do this, and all of a sudden, smoke is drifting up and around, almost like in a circle.
That is.
I would swirl. I would
Yeah.
snap.
That is why he is the prophet of Shaggoth of the Black Rock, I'll have you know.
That is remarkable.
Aye. Master of fire, master of dragon's flame.
You'll have to teach me that one. I would record any of those kinds of abilities. That's really quite fascinating. This is all here. A vast trove of knowledge.
Oh, I would be happy to. I learned such work from kobolds on the ice. I think that you could pick it up easily.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Next. He starts to mumble to himself, and as he does, he starts to rock back and forth, his eyes closed, and he starts to repeat the same words in a cycle over and over and over, and it doesn't get colder in the room. It's warm enough in this tower, but instead you feel your ears pop. You feel all of a sudden this squeezing pressure within the space, and it gets a little harder to breathe as you're almost pushed down. Barnabas, you feel almost like when you dip deep fathoms and fathoms below, but as if it's happening at a speed that you've never swam before. And the the ice in the basin suddenly turns to water and begins to ripple and flex. You can see almost these little darts, as if something is pushing up against the bottom of fabric, pushing up against the bottom of this material. It's strange in the basin. I think it is ready. Now, the way that this is going to work is you must describe your strength. What it is that you are best at, or a lesson, something that taught you how to be better. Suffuse the solution with your story, your tale, a memory. And if all goes according to plan, the artifact will begin to make itself right before our very eyes.
I like this goofy little bitch.
This little piece of shit. I like this creepy little fuck. Little super pervert looking motherfucker.
It can be in any order. Just because you'll be Chieftain Barnabas does not mean you need to go first, last, second, third, or fourth. In any order, really. Just speak into the... It's pitch black all around you. Speak into the pool, and I understand the artifact should make
make itself a symbol of your loyalty and of your identity.
Well, I think the root of
Speak into the pool. Louder, enunciate. Make sure that it can hear you.
call for sweepstakes.
I'll say here in Icebound. I'm sorry.
Jean-Claude would survive.
I think he would
Icebound
actually.
for sure.
Yeah.
He'd represent the princess in a court of law.
The walrus would literally platinum Jakar.
We're going back.
The walrus, number one, the walrus.
I'm actually not sure. I think Secundus would vaporize it.
No. The walrus would throw a fucking snow globe and freeze all of his joints and kill him. No, the walrus would waltz in and solo all of Icebound.
He would.
And Jakar.
It'd be a cheat code.
Anyone who disagrees, get shit on.
It's God mode from games in the early 90s.
Oh God.
And to reverse
Sorry,
the, to
I'm so
reverse
sorry.
the question, who would do the worst? The uprooted party. All right.
Oh, for sure.
We'd be dead.
Dead in a day.
Dead in a, you guys go to the make it to the tower and it's over.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, Basin of Ice.
as you speak the words, you get illumination, almost like this bioluminescent blue ripples out and then hits the edges of the basement and starts to create this amazing matrix of color. And when you go quiet again, it stills. You see visually that the water is responding.
My power comes from the spirit. My power comes from hope. The hope that the quest I've been sent on by Fu Zhao, I can learn what I need to. I can go back to Jade Shell. I can see Mei Li. I can bring peace. The hope that I can help my friends, my new family, achieve all their goals. And just hope that we can always find a better way and heal this land. Hope is what ignites my flame.
Make a wisdom check.
No way.
Wisdom check.
Street of wisdom, as they say.
Oh, about it.
Not bad. 18.
The water, as you are speaking, seems to push out, pushing out, and growing and glowing. Eventually, as you're halfway through your tale, you realize the words are coming effortlessly. In the back of your mind, you're amazed to see the water lift up from the basin. Much stays in the basin, but now all of a sudden this shape starts to twist and change and transform right before you, and you all feel this pressure, almost like wind pushing up against you, and as it is almost being pushed and forged and crafted directly in front of you, and it becomes a perfect sphere, an orb, and inside you can see a torrential blizzard, almost a whiteout, racing back and forth and whipping in all directions.
It's beautiful. Is this it? Is this the beginning of the sigil?
It seems to be a representation of your strength.
Is that all I do? Is it?
Hey. I believe you've contributed. Yes.
Okay.
And We don't have to, like, throw anything in, right? I mean, like, offer up anything?
Oh, no. Oh, and don't touch it.
Whoa.
If you were to put your hand in, I think you'd lose a finger or two.
Oh, sweet God, you wouldn't have mentioned that before we started? I was literally about to touch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah!
Well, don't do that. I would have cried out. No, don't do that.
You know, you really think somebody would mention that before? You know, it's fine. I'll go, and I'll walk up to the edge of the pool and I'll lean way over and I'll start screaming into it. Can you hear me? Pool magic water.
It almost sloshes on the other side of the basin as it like reacts and continues to shift in chaos.
All right. The source of everything that I am, from that fateful night onward, is that infernal contract that I signed. That deal that I made. Ever since then, I've had these dark powers and this omen following me incessantly. I've never been closer to unraveling all of this. And I've never wanted to less. But my true strength comes from all of my friends. None of us would be here if any one of us was missing. We couldn't have done it without each other. And for that, I'm grateful. The lesson here is to be a better conman. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna take a few steps back.
As you were talking, the orb itself had been shifting, and almost as though it was defying gravity, these droplets lift up from the basin and absorb into the central item. You can see that it is beginning to harden and take shape in some ways and elongate. The orb shifts and transforms, and the blizzard stills as it becomes a pure blade of ice, spinning there, hovering in the center of the room, illuminating with a brilliant, bright blue color.
All right, it's looking pretty badass.
Make a wisdom or charisma throw.
Charisma, that's not even close. It's gonna be a 21 total.
Sorry. I'm just very excited. Well done, Scrim. Well done.
I suppose as chieftain I should go. The strength that I provide my friends is strength, sweat of my brow, and the strength of my back, and the ability to kill. I remember my first kill when I was a young lad. Had just gone to the surface. I had been getting stronger ever since my father left. I became a man grown. I kept trying to get stronger and stronger, and eventually I found myself as a deckhand, small merchant ship. We were boarded by elvish corsairs in the dead of night. They killed almost all of the crew, but I was strong enough for them to spare me. And I didn't have the choice. They shackled me, put me to work. But then, when we were attacked by a serpent at sea, they released me from my chains and I killed the beast. The great harpoon plunged right into its eye. That was my first kill, but it was not my last. I became quite good at it. Till I brought my anchor down on my own father, and the killing still didn't stop then. And as the Unbroken learned yesterday, Barnabas Dreadwake was born to kill.
As you are speaking the words, occasionally taking a pull from your pipe, You all see his face glow, or deep orange and red, as the coal within the pipe strengthens. And you watch the turning blade start to shift and broaden. It starts to get a bit wider at one end and still tapers to a point, but it almost becomes jagged. And you realize that as it turns, it has twisted into what is very evidently the tooth of some carnivore, some sort of a beast, a predator's tooth. And it looks ready to bite. It is still seemingly made of ice, but it is no longer transparent. It is starting to become more opaque and take the shape that it is meant to be. Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
24.
Oh, baby!
That was very harrowing. Well done, Barnabas. And he walks over and he's about to like pat you on the back, and then you like sort of. Never mind. Just you two remaining. I'm trying to nag.
Queenie's staring at this thing, and she looks horrified, almost trembling. For the first time, probably in a while, you've seen her legitimately scared.
Do I sense that?
Yeah, she would be trying to hide it, but it's impossible.
I will approach the basin then, seeing that Queenie's not ready. I am called Yornir, and I have no power. I am simply the conduit for the Triad. Anum, Odin, Mammoth. I am the vessel for the weird, the fabric that connects us all, the mystic rhythms under northern and southern lights, the primitive things in the heart of all. I simply reach and it beckons my call. But the power is not mine. No. And I'll back away.
You speak clearly and loudly into the basin, and more of this strange material seems to fly up and continue to push into the artifact. And it is shrinking a little bit. It is starting to harden, almost the way you imagine coal might be turned into a diamond deep under the earth. And the tooth shape, again, it bends and turns like this, and you realize that out of one end, the new material, having joined it, has blossomed into a flower, almost made of ice. Glittering and brilliant, the tooth has become almost a stem to this eternally blossoming flower.
Oh?
And I need you to make a nature check for me.
Can I twist this?
Absolutely, you may.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'll do 3.
3's great. Yoinkarino.
I think you should be at advantage for quoting Mystic Rhythm.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't
Whisper Fang is a fan of Rush. The 80s Rush era, underrated.
I knew I liked this silly little bitch.
Whisper Fang like synth.
15.
15.
Not bad at all.
Not bad.
Thank God you twisted.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
It's nearly there now. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, can you put out that pipe thing? It's a little distracting. I'm trying to take notes.
I look just down at him.
Very, very good. Very good.
I look at Yornir and just nod.
All right then. Some people might think that my greatest strength is bravery, but that would be a lie. For a liar. Truth be told, I'm not all that brave. I walked away from my past. I crafted my past into what I wanted it to be and not what it truly was. 'Cause I'm not brave. But what I am is unrelenting. And the horrors of that past that haunt me and have made me see here who and what I truly am and what I truly do not want to be ever again. That has made me unrelenting for my friends, for the people that I love, and for the one person who deserves so much more than I ever gave him. Eldred, you have made me unrelenting. And with a tear, Queenie will look down at the orb.
You see the basin is nearly empty, and your tear falls from your face to hitting the side of the bowl, but it doesn't reach that side. It stops, and with the rest of the material, pulls and pushes itself up and forward and hits the blossoming flower. I need you to make a wisdom check.
Uh, 17.
It hits the object and it continues to harden and take form. The blossom itself extends out. Many of the petals start to stretch out, and the tooth that was a tooth and now becomes a stem begins to twist and push upwards. And for a moment, you think that you're staring at the shape or outline of a bear. You can see the legs, you can see the paws, you can see the arms, you can see the big bulbous body and its nose stretched out, but it continues to stretch and taper upwards. You can see, instead of feet and claws and paws, hooves. And before you realize a small, rotating, woolly rhino has emerged in front of you.
Whoa.
Well done. Where is it? Where is it? The Whisperfang runs over to one corner and pulls out these metal tongs. Hey, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's not for me. He reaches up and he grasps it with these tongs, this woolly rhino, and swings it over. Extend your hand, Mr. Dreadwake.
All right.
And he drops it. It's quite cool. And you feel it hit. It's not icy at all. And instead, it actually just feels almost like it is made of bone, like a horn. It's brilliantly crafted, and you realize that you're holding perhaps something that will be meaningful not just for you, if the tribe that you are now making real within Drakkar is to last for beyond your death, beyond your lives. It would be something that would be held for generations by chieftains like yourselves, just as the other tribes' chiefs certainly do.
Aye. And this is the symbol of my authority as the chief.
It is the symbol of your authority as the chief. It is the symbol of your loyalty to the princess, and it is a representation of your strength as a tribe. What you bring to the rest of Drakkar. I know you are not from here, but that is a powerful symbol here. Powerful indeed. That is amazing. Well, that's it. That's all done then.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
I know it wasn't.
You're to keep that on you, and if you need to show it in a challenge or to
remind the princess of your faith, you will have it there right on your person at all times.
May I allow my advisor to hang on to it? Trinkets of bone and beast are more of his thing.
It is unusual, but I don't... we're not policing how the other chiefs keep their trinkets, so long as you do not lose it. It is an important... it binds and enchants all those under her wing.
Yornir...
No, let me just touch it for a moment, Honorable. I just want to check it out. Let me see it, please. Please, it's so cool. Come on, let me just look at it real quick. Come on. No, come on, I just want to touch it. I want to see it. Come on. We all made it.
I will let you hold it. I want you to know that Mr. Yornir here is my right hand. He speaks with the chief's voice. Do you understand?
Ah, your right hand. Very good.
Make sure you give that to Mr. Yornir when you're done taking a look at it.
I just want to look at it real quick. Yeah. Yes. How heavy is it?
You expect it to be heavier. It is as heavy as the handle to a dagger without the blade.
Wow. And it's not very big.
No, it's smaller than that even.
Oh, it's just a little trinket.
This kind of, yeah. Well, maybe in Barnabas's hand, but in Scrim's hand, it might be a bit bigger. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm done with this. I hand it up to you here.
What is the nature of this sorcery?
It is
Like
a ritual the Ivory Clutch didn't make very rarely. We are fascinated with the arcane. It was us who found the princess, roused her from her ancient slumber, and began to rebuild Drakkar, to unite the tribes. It was Sigdis, the princess herself, who was the one who taught us these ways.
Yeah, is right.
That wouldn't... Oh, Sigdis is the proper name of the Princess of Wrath.
Oh, of course. She doesn't... Princess isn't her first name.
Obviously, idiot.
You said that you awoke her many years ago and began the process of rebuilding Drakkar. Where did you find her?
My ancestors, the first Whisperfangs, they journeyed far. And they eventually, believing that they would be able to find the one that they could call a god, they left and went to the highest of the mountain peaks. It was there that they found the sleeping princess. Rousing her as we did, we brought her back from her slumber and asked her to rule. A wise decision of my great, however many grandfather. There are now tens of thousands of kobolds, many frost hammers, and it was just 20 of us to begin, and now look at us. Strength and unity.
Yes.
Oh, there is strength in numbers.
Agreed.
I will take great care of this.
I hope to visit you as you continue to grow as a tribe. I think that there's great value in what you are doing here. Being from beyond Drakkar, you have much to teach us, we to teach you, and preparations. As the princess has foreseen, there's a terrible danger coming.
I gotta be honest. I'm a little surprised at how welcoming you are. I thought for sure that this was only gonna be because the princess said it had to be so.
Hey, my pleasure, really. Anything you need at all.
Is the forging of the sigil the only thing that we need to prepare us for the ceremony, or are there other steps?
You did bathe.
Yes.
Then, one moment. He opens the door, and all of your ears pop loudly in your skull, reverberating. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I'm sorry.
That was unpleasant.
A little blood there. You can see the yellow light of the sky is turning dark orange. We've been doing this for some time. It is nearly time for the ceremony. As soon as it is dark, we can begin to swear your oath.
Then we must go.
Follow me. And you are all
We follow.
led down past the showers that you enjoyed and walking out into the assembly. I keep wanting to say square, but it is a circle. You reach down, and you can see that a number of the tribes have all gathered. It is clear that all of the chieftains are there with a small contingent of their closest allies within each of the tribes. You see the Shadow Veil Cabal elves have circled in one corner. You see Stormfist Legion and the Goliaths, and you see their brand new chief, less than a day old, staring directly at you, Barnabas. These on the other side, there are orcs, and you are amazed to find that they do indeed look like almost duplicates of Yornir. They have quarterstaffs. They have, and they are adorned with very, very similar robes. You see a group of very, very stout-looking, not bright red, but dusky red, braided beards, again making a sharp contrast against their dark blue skin. What are very clearly dwarves, all of them wearing ornate armor. And to the side, you see wearing nearly nothing at all, a variety of minotaurs, each of them with huge battle axes strapped to their backs. And you walk in, and looking around, you do not see the princess. But you are guided by Whisperer Fang to the center, just standing next to this large wooden structure that has been built over the time of your ceremony. It's now standing 35 feet tall in the air, this tower of lumber. And it takes, for just a moment, you take in all of these details, and it's then that you see right down the bridge, through the gate, a parting of all of the people, and you can see walking down that, at first small but getting larger and larger, are woolly rhinos. One behind the next, behind the next, behind the next, one after the other, and they're being guided in almost by leashes on either side by kobolds, walking in and towards. And in the sky, you see swooping down the massive white wings of the ice dragon known as the Princess of Wrath. She swoops down close to the woolly rhinos that sort of buck and turn underneath her great flapping of wings before she transforms and lands on the very first woolly rhino, starting to ride it into the assembly area, essentially making her presence known, making her way and announcing her presence in this way. Horns flare as she emerges, and you can hear people, "Princess! Princess!" There are people chanting all around you. What are you doing in these moments as she arrives?
Real quick, while we were leaving the Citadel, I wanted to just quickly, as we're going down, cast Locate Object, and the object is the Hexature Armament. Just on the way down, if it was ever within 1,000 feet of me, I would sense it.
Even behind total cover?
I believe with object, cover does not matter.
Yeah, locate object.
That's pretty cool.
Yornir is a bad, bad man.
I try, you know what I mean?
Oh, look over there, the orc. It's my farm.
Can you?
hold on.
There's wooden metal, I thought, in there. Like a foot of wood. And
Anything that's of lead.
The full
Lead.
rules.
Lead.
It's person that it needs to be out of cover.
I have kept it underneath a crate of pencil.
Yeah, so as long as it's not in a lead box. You're good. As long as it's not in a lead box.
Yeah, even if it's just a thin sheet of lead, it totally blocks it.
Yeah.
Shit. Not lead in your car.
You don't know that.
There's lead
Let me read the spell here.
Yeah, read it. It's called Locate Object. It's a second level. It's Divination. It's VSM. It requires a forked twig.
Are you attempting to hide the casting of this spell?
Magic focus.
I would just try to do it subtly. Like, he seems sort of like kind of spazzy and like, you know, consumed with getting us, like leading us there. So as he turned to leave, I just wanted to sort of, and I didn't get it in before we started moving on, but I just wanted to kind of quickly and kind of quietly cast the spell to myself.
Okay. One of the other provisions of the spell is that you have seen the object up close within 30 feet.
Yep.
And I would say that very fortunately, you have seen it because of the transparent vision that you were given as you were fighting the Elder Brain. It was just lodged at the base of the nautiloid structure, and you would have been 29 feet away. Very, very close. It's right on the edge.
Serendipitous.
And it's in this moment that you cast it that you realize that it's not 1,000 feet or 500 feet away. This object could be 50 feet from you, 40 feet, and you're walking and you realize it's not moving. It is just there at a balcony above the circled area.
I would keep that to myself. Wait, was it up in the tower when we were up there?
It's not the same tower, right? But there is very much a balcony that stretches out and over.
I see.
If you're picturing when the Pope comes out on the Vatican, that sort of thing, there's a balcony up there, and you're like, it's either on that balcony or just inside the door.
Holy shit.
Got it.
She has like a war pedestal.
I'll keep that to myself.
To answer your question
Yeah.
about what we're doing,
Okay.
I would have put my pipe away, knowing that, you know, if I'm going to be chief in this sort of situation, it would be disrespectful for me to just like be smoking while she's descending. I will basically grab my shell and be kind of looking at it and holding it on the whole walk down, and I will have put it aside and would have basically straightened up and just stood and looked at her. And just stood very firmly, not trying, like holding my ground from any gusts of wind, and just showing strength in amongst these people that respect strength.
You are also pleased to be demonstrating this strength as you notice that they are on the side of the bridge. There are lots of onlookers who have all essentially crowded that space looking in to hear and watch the oath-swearing ceremony, something that many of them have now been old enough to see, seemingly. And there are a number of ogres among them, even here within the assembly. You maintain this posture, and the woolly rhinos are brought in and essentially encircle the large, wide open space. There's still room enough for them to be brought in. You can hear them huffing and breathing loudly. These enormous, brilliant creatures with this long horn that stretches up towards the sky. Torches are beginning to be lit all along the side as the light gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. The princess has timed her arrival just for the moment that you are brought into the shadows. She arrives, the Whisperfang, clearly her equivalent of Yornir here. The right hand of the princess runs up to the woolly rhino that she rides and reaches his hand out to help her down. She ignores it and with a very graceful hop jumps down, and then with a second more powerful leap jumps up and into the balcony that I described earlier, landing with her feet and turning to address the crowd. Peoples of Drakkar, for generations, few of you are alive to see the last oath-swearing ceremony.
Oh.
I am pleased you will be here to witness it today. Let it serve as a reminder of what binds us all together. A reminder of what we must protect. A reminder of Drakkar, of this land, as harsh as it is, and what it has forged us into. And let me also remind all of you, as I'm sure you know, of the dangers that threaten us now. For I have vanquished one, but you will have to vanquish The remainder with me when they come. And she reaches down and she pulls out what you can clearly see is the head of Secundus. Its eyes are glowing yellow. Its mouth is sparking. It is no longer attached. You can see dangling almost like coiled intestines or something hanging down this coil, and you see that it is still alive. Oh my! When you hear it go, screams out in this jarbled mechanical insanity, and it reverberates through the space. She takes it and she puts it, and you can hear something close, and the muffled scream continues. They come in search of this, and she reaches down and she pulls out. It's about the size of a wheel of cheese. A hexature armament, rotating perfectly in her hand, rotating like two bolts lodged against face to face in this space, turning ever so slowly. She holds it up. This is what they seek, a powerful artifact. It is mine. It is ours. Together, we will make this place stronger for its power. But first, reaffirmations. Tribute. She reaches out. Grimgar. She puts both of her hands on the balcony and leans down. Of the Stormfist Legion. He walks forward. He's this broad, muscular, scarred gentleman, very similar to Korvac, though his eye is not missing. His skin mottled gray like storm clouds. He's got two big iron bracers on his knuckles, and she goes, "What gold do you have to present today?" Word has reached us that 1,000 more Stormfists will reach Argentholme soon. We have no gold to present you. But these are young, brave men who have just come of age. Our strength multiplies and our loyalty is resolute. Very good. I am pleased to hear this. Though you have no gold to present, I am thrilled to know that your tribe is growing. For when it was cut in half, when the coward Maka left our lands, the coward left and left you to me. You were weak then, but your strength grows. I accept the gift of these 1,000. Dargus Ironvein, of the Ironvein Brotherhood, what do you have as tribute? And Dargus, stout, dark blue skin, dwarf, dusky braided red beard, the largest of the dwarves, walks forward. Cool. You see that his hands and face are clean, and it gives you a sense that he has tremendous respect for craftsmanship. At his side dangles a massive hammer, and you can see the sides of both of the hammers actually glow red, as though an eternally ready for the forge. I'm gonna fuck this up, but I'm gonna do my best. 1,000 gold, more than half of what we could summon from the under ice last month, I know. Rest assured, the Ironvein Brotherhood will break through to find more of what the princess seeks, among other things.
1,000?
Yeah. 1,000 gold. Your tribute is very accepted. Do whatever you can. Dig deep and find more ore.
Voted like demons.
Udo Proudrunner, where is the chief of the Horned Wayfarers? Massive and tall, deep shadowy black fur, polished horns, and a broad great axe at his back. A minotaur stands forward.
Far fewer. Only 53 gold pieces. Our runners continue to comb Drakkar for coin, as you say, under your wing. We offer these coins, and will redouble our efforts even now in winter's full embrace.
Only 53 coins. We will have to have a conversation, I think. It is accepted. Elder Nightbloom of the Shadowvale Cabal, what do you bring? this elderly elf, older than you could possibly imagine, and amongst only the very young, steps forward. Her skin is like the color of the moon, bald and heavily tattooed as her brothers and sisters. Her eyes are void, and her robes seem to almost absorb light. None. We have... And suddenly a voice cries out. You see a hand reach up from the crowd, and pushing through the crowd, you can hear the jingle of a few coin. Nimrodel pushes into the center of the assembly.
Damn it.
I have coin! I have coin as tribute! I have coin! Please take... I have 25 gold pieces right here! 25 gold pieces as tribute. This is very good. It is not 53, nor is it 1,000, but it is better than nothing. And... Fuck. I have but just one ask, please! Please, send me to the beyond, please, I ask you, grant my wish for death, please, princess, please! She looks down for a long moment, princess, and considers. This I cannot grant you. Not today. Not until the Shadow Veil Cabal brings me more magics, more of the power that I know you are all capable of. Go. Spirit Caller Greywind. Where can I find the Spirit Keeper Chieftain? Green skin adorned with white dye runes on his skin, hair long and unkempt, streaked with gray, a cloak of wolf hide and a quarterstaff of braided branches, sage green eyes. Atop his staff is the skull of a polar bear.
Yeah, okay.
This guy's pretty cool.
Yeah, this guy's fucking awesome.
The Spirit Keepers, we have no gold to offer you. As you say, we will redouble our efforts. We will multiply the herds so there is food. We will grow the trees so there is fuel. We are the stomach of this city, and we will make sure that it is fed.
That is enough. That is enough. Make sure that you are accepting gold for the things that you bring to offer. And you. And the princess turns to you, Barnabas. I would ask not just what tribute you come to bear, but for your fealty and your homage. I will name you then, and then we will have a feast.
I will look at Scrim.
I'm intentionally not trying to look at you. You can tell that I'm fucking shook based on everything that just fucking happened. The fact that we just saw Secundus' screaming head, and the fact that Nimrodel just gave away the 25 gold pieces I gave him, and the fact that he begged for death and was denied. Scrim is sweating and he was just avoiding eye contact with Barnabas.
Let's get some Scrim emotes in chat.
And you see him just do that.
I just gonna keep looking at him.
What? What do you want me to do?
We are new tribe. We offer you 100 gold pieces, and I take all of my gold out of my satchel and lay it out before her. We may be new and we may be small, but on our first day, we come to honor you with all that we have.
Oi! Miss March, my master of coin. Oi!
Goodbye, gold.
Kobold runs up and grabs the coin from you and starts to take it towards the towards and into the bastion. The princess leans down to hear you, Barnabas.
I am Barnabas, the Dread Wake, the Grey Leviathan, the Herald of Trothak, the Breaker of the unbroken. With this coin and the might of all of the survivors of the town once known as Ogerton, we will stand shoulder to shoulder against the Metal Menace. And my right hand, the one known as Yornir, speaks with my voice. I will step behind Yornir. I'm gonna say some sage ass shit.
She actually has put one arm against the balcony and has sat up to listen. And she raises her arm and stretches it out for everyone to see. Such fair words from the foreigners. They may be new, but they know how to please their princess. Speak, Yornir. I would hear you before naming your tribe.
I am but a pilgrim on a long, dangerous pilgrimage. But as representative of my chieftain, I speak for the land. I speak for the primal parts of all of us. I speak for the great horned beasts upon which you ride, the most sacred of animals in this land, of which we pledge our tribe and have cast our power in its glory. I'll pull out the figurine.
When you do this, she swings her legs over the balcony and drops down, landing gracefully on the same level as you, and walks forward and extends her hand out for the artifact.
I will place it in her hand.
Interesting. This sigil is the symbol of their loyalty, their strength, their dedication to the Princess of Wrath and to Drakkar. I name them the Icebound Castaways. Let any who find their ways to our lands, who find no house to be their own, find their ways to the graceful halls of theirs. And she hands you back the woolly rhino, and she claps twice, and one of the kobolds on the side jumps forward and goes, Vulcan Melandova! And all of a sudden, drums.
Oh shit.
Everyone comes to life, and you see kobolds run forward. They begin to ignite this massive structure that's been built up in the center of the space. You are the only one who speaks Draconic, Taishen, and so you're the only one who recognizes the bound by ice declaration that this kobold has made. And the princess chatter immediately, commotion starts to spin, and it seems that everyone has been released from this moment of oath swearing to enjoy the festivities. You see them making their way over to enjoy meats and vegetables and prepared food. Immediately, some drive over to enjoy not water, but meads and ales, these sorts of things. And you realize you're at a party. This is what's happening all around you. And the princess leans in. Well done. It pleases me to welcome you under my wing.
Great.
How did you rip the head off of Secundus?
It was not an easy fight, I will admit. But he was confused. If he had been more focused, I think he could have taken me. But I was able to eventually wrest his head from his body.
Did he happen to have a captive with him?
Yes.
Did he give you his name?
The name he gave me was Ket Rastin.
He is part of our tribe. Thank you for rescuing him for us. Your Grace.
We will talk. Enjoy the festivities. And she taps your face a few times, peaceably, and then turns to go and seemingly make a beeline for Udo, the wayfarer, the Minotaur who didn't have much to contribute. Leaving the 5 of you there to enjoy a moment amongst yourselves.
Do we need our minis for this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we get the minis out.
Okay.
Thank you for remembering your line mates.
I can't guarantee doing that. Just pass. You probably just pass them out.
Yeah. I don't want to break
Can
them.
nobody else's hand fit in this
I
thing?
want to stick my hand in the Shai Halussi.
It's a really small.
It's a really
You
small.
got kind of
It's
spot
super
everything.
tight by
I'm an
design.
Didn't even slow him down.
Nope, not even a bit.
Oh!
Let's go ahead and grab the last one out of there. Is that
Oh! It's
Nice.
me!
Nice.
It's me.
This is so foul to put your hand in. Can I just say?
It's a little weird.
It is the most disgusting sensation.
It's a little disturbing.
I can't imagine pulling buttery food
No.
No, I
out
couldn't. If
and
I was
consuming it.
holding-
No.
No.
I
Once you
wouldn't
do
be able to
this,
get out of it.
it's straight.
However,
Cookie,
Yeah,
it's a
hold on,
cookie
make
jar.
me-
It's
we
cookie
are
jar.
going to attempt to eat popcorn out of this
Yeah.
for a movie night for the
Absolutely.
mummy. We have to say a huge thank you to Keely.
Thank you.
For
Thank you.
Keely. Thank you for sending us the Shia.
How am I going to edit this?
As written! As written!
You can edit it however you want.
I think Queenie would go up to the buffet table to the Shai Halassi and take it and eat popcorn.
You
out of
run
it.
up and you see that all of the ogres have taken their own Shai Halassi, and they're none for you when you make it to the table. Unfortunately, we're all out. I'm sorry.
God, they really should make more of these limited edition items.
Did you really piss in the alley?
Oh yeah, a lot.
We didn't find any piss.
I drink a lot of water. It's clear.
I go to the DJ and request a song, and this starts playing over the PA system. Oh, hold on.
Castaways. We are castaways. Ahoy there, ahoy. We are castaways.
Anyway.
The thing's the backyard.
Can you pass me the Shia Halassi?
the backyard.
That's a
Backyard
banger.
is. Oh, hold on. Let me try one more thing.
Unironically slaps.
POV.
Oh, okay.
We'll cut that out.
POV, you're a minimum wage Harkonnen spice harvester just trying to put food on the table.
That's very funny.
That's a nightmare.
Keep passing.
Please put that away. So that
I thought you were gonna say, "Let me try one more thing," and then just put it under the table.
Oh, God.
That's a little too close to TOS.
Hand wash only.
Oh, I'm gonna hand wash that thing.
Are we taking a break or are we gonna continue?
No, we'll finish. We'll finish.
We're
Sorry.
finished.
Sorry.
I just had to make sure we got the Shai Halassi in here at least once.
That's where you find yourselves in this moment, having gone through a ceremony of sigil creation, swearing your oath, your fealty, I fucked it up, fealty, and feeling a little changed by your experience.
Do I feel like I have a new magical boon?
Oh shit! I need everyone to make an unmodified D20 roll.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
this sounds important.
This would have happened at the conclusion of the sigil making.
18.
It's all good stuff. It's all fine. 18.
Perfect.
That's one. One check.
15.
Check.
5.
X.
14.
Check.
Oh, I got an X. I got an natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay, thank you. So as
say
you
check or
as
X?
you made your
Bros.
checks, I started at a DC 20. And as you successfully told your strength stories, I lowered the DC based on your wisdom roll or nature roll and what have you, and the DC got down to 13. With 3 successes, you each enjoy the following boons in perpetuity.
That's good enough.
Oh.
You have a once per day guidance,
Seems good.
Oh, nice.
and you all have cold resistance.
Also good.
That's amazing.
Wait, double cold resistance?
You get double cold resistance.
Oh, shit.
Cold immunity?
Cold immunity?
No, it's just
Fuck!
yours doesn't stack. I'm sorry. That's just outrageous.
I mean,
Thank
hey,
you, Derek.
Immunity is a thing.
Is
Thank
it
you.
already?
My pleasure.
You tried, Mace. I really appreciate it, honestly.
I was in there for you, you know what I
really
mean?
do.
Drums. Food. Fire for warmth. 4 stories fucking tall. It's starting to grow larger and larger. Yeah.
What was the third thing?
There wasn't a third thing.
I thought you said 3 things.
No, it's cold resistance.
I said 3 successes.
Successes.
Oh,
The first,
following
if you had gotten
things.
1 success, you would have gotten nothing. For 2 successes, you would have got a once a day guidance. For 3 successes, you would have gotten cold resistance. For 4 successes, you would have gotten +1 to all melee range and spell attacks. And for 5, you would have all gotten a boost of 1 AC.
Holy shit.
Can we twist those?
I have a feeling that's what Derek would have told us we weren't allowed to twist.
Oh, man.
I feel the boons
The boons.
in my ghoulies.
The boons.
You can choose to pass this time uneventfully. I know that it's 12:30, but you are assembled in a space with other chieftains, with the princess, with the ogres, with each other.
Okay.
How do you want to spend the next feasting period?
I would have made sure that the ogres were actually enjoying the feast and being fed.
Okay.
That would be my number 1 priority.
Many get food.
Aye.
All the ogres are already full because they ate before they even showed up.
They were just stocking the kitchen.
That's what you think.
Oh no. Well, Manny, I'm glad that you all are here. You are all icebound castaways. Castaways, we are castaways.
What?
That is our tribe!
It's a terrible name.
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't name it. Maybe we can petition to something cooler, eh?
Maybe.
Maybe we can become the shark punchers.
You think shark
I
punchers?
think that might be it. In honor of the greatest of all the ogre gods, Trothek the shark puncher.
What is shark?
I
Oh!
and I have 2 shark heads. These are sharks.
It's beady little eyes
Yeah.
on both. Oh.
You punch with shark. Got it.
Aye. Aye, it's not. I mean, it's technically both punching sharks and then also punching with sharks. Aye.
He takes another long drink from his flagon and another big bite off of what is some sort of turkey-like beast's leg.
Aye.
Are the woolly rhinos still there?
Yeah, they've all been hitched into a circle around this space.
I would just walk up to one and thank it for its, importance to the land. You are sacred creatures. And I do not know how you feel about the leadership of your rider, but know that you are well respected. And I'll give it a scratch on the head.
It seemingly enjoys this touch and gives you not a knowing look, but you look into its eyes and you feel there's this ancient wisdom there. These creatures, I don't know if we ever decided if you've seen them in Mammut before. Certainly,
I don't think so. Or I guess, I don't know, maybe.
I don't. Probably they'd be native to Jakar.
Yeah.
these are native creatures and they remind you very much of the mammoths from your circle.
I would just spend time, like that person at the party that doesn't want to talk to anyone, but there's a dog there.
100%.
That's what he's doing. He's talking to the woolly rhino. That's what I'm doing.
And we don't have to roleplay this, but I would take my time and I would literally go to every single one of the chieftains and I would basically try to get them to tell me their general story and their general biz.
Okay.
And I would try to basically tell my story. Would I be willing? I wouldn't.
Barnabas goes into networking mode.
And yeah, I would literally go into full networking mode. I'm trying to meet all the CEOs.
And you immediately get a sense that you have to run to Yornir because there's a presentation, an acknowledgement, a wink between chieftains. The first chieftain that you go to...
I'd have Yornir in my right hand.
Well, he's
I'm
he's
playing with
the
the dogs. I mean,
I would probably pull you away. Well, that's fine. I would let you do it. I would go by myself.
Let's say that you go
I would
to,
join you if you need me.
All
right.
That's hilarious. Let's say that you go to the Spirit Keepers and you walk up to Spirit Caller Grey Wind. You get a chance to converse with them, and you make some of these probing questions. These keeps it a little bit close to his chest, but he does sort of as an acknowledgement hold up his own artifact, and it's clearly very sacred to him. This amazing, beautiful, shaped wood, and some strange light almost passes through it, and then he puts it back over his neck. And once you've shown your sort of woolly rhino, it becomes a conversation between chieftains, and there's an immediate drop camaraderie, almost like a trust there.
Once you show him your woolly rhino.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And then you also produce the sigil.
My woolly horn. Joe Bro shows up in shorts.
He's just standing
in shorts.
He's just standing there eating a Reuben.
Yeah.
At one
ceramic
corner.
plate Reuben.
I'm just stopping by. I'm here for the food. My hands out back. I would converse with him, and you say, "Oh, Grey Wind, and you have a slain wolf's head on your thing. Oh, you're my favorite. you're my special topic. Spirit Caller Grey Wind." And I would go, and I would have Yornir come with me and present the woolly rhino. I would let him handle it. And basically go to each one and talk, and obviously anyone else who want to come with me and meet anybody.
Grey Wind has learned that you owe him. You owe him quite a bit. Without gold or some initial agreement, it was his foodstuffs that was on the winter market today, and his provisions that you secured and brought back to your district that the ogres went and agreeably traded for. But he's excited for you to visit, or for him to perhaps visit you to talk about what that IOU really means.
Behold my woolly rhino. Behold my woolly rhino.
I would offer offer Yornir's help as a druid of the Arctic.
Mm-hmm.
Of the ice and the cold, as far as how that there could be assistance in feeding Argentholme.
He seems pragmatic about the realities of what it means for a city like this to survive. With tens of thousands of souls in it, it is no easy feat to gracefully live off the land and still respect it. And you have that conversation.
You're in luck. I took this spell called Fertility, which I will not elaborate on.
We know that spell. We know that spell. You didn't invent that.
Yeah, but do you have a wall of tiny flailing hands? Human hands?
Look at your spell again.
Change it?
The DM giveth and the DM taketh away.
Spirit Caller Grey Wind, may your gods be brutal and cunning and brutal.
I can't believe you took the hands away.
I'm sorry.
After everyone we leave, since I'm his advisor, I go,
My king, they mean us ill. Treachery, we must backstab them.
Taijen, Scrim, what are you doing during the while Barnabas and Yornir seemingly network? Their business cards are fucking going back and forth.
I would have stuck with Barnabas as he was going around greeting all the other chieftains. I wouldn't have been looking to interact with this person, but just out of a strange curiosity with all the chieftains and gathered tribes, I would wonder if I kept my eyes open for it if I ever end up seeing that one guy. Look out, it's that one guy who's always like
Tom Bombadil.
Not that one guy.
Oh.
Yeah,
Tom
that
Bombadil.
guy.
Tom Bombadil.
You mean the guy that you
Dude,
initially
literally
met
Tom Bombadil
in the
is drawing a
in the
fake
tavern?
No, his name is not Tom Bomb. I'm saying that, like there's a parallel there.
Are you referring to the gentleman, the drunk in the tavern?
Yeah.
Make a perception
The human.
check.
Oh, the human. Yeah, he
He's a
is the
human.
fucking Tom Bombadil.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's also Garth the Green.
Shut the fuck up.
Is that from Gwimbly? That's Gwimbly. Barnabas actually canonically, after his speech, after Bjornir finishes, Barnabas we get the boon. Barnabas goes.
There it is, folks. It took us 5 hours and 5 minutes.
That's the kind
What we got there?
of chieftain energy you can expect from the Icebound castaway.
There it is.
Udo Proudrunner is
Castaways.
attempting to learn it.
My master of laws. This is Gwimbly.
21.
Oh yeah. You for whatever reason, this spark in the back of your mind, you turn and you see right next to the kegs of ale, pouring himself another frothy flagon, is a tall, sort of slick back, balding, like half-haired man, gray hair, a little pudgy, sort of round, rosy cheeks, and you see that same person. He's leaning up against the side of the keg, just sort of observing everything, and you see that he has sort of a tome under one arm.
I wouldn't go to him. I would just kind of mention to Barnabas and Bjornir, like, you'll never guess who's here. That one guy.
What's his fucking deal?
I don't know.
Is he like an Ernest Hemingway reference or something? I don't get it.
What the fuck are you talking about? Hey, I'm the old man in the sea, Mr.
Oh,
Yarn.
that's true.
You keep bringing us out of this.
That's very funny. Perhaps you go speak to him. That really wasn't Bjornir's voice. Perhaps you go speak to him.
There we go.
There we go.
Well, I suppose I could see what he's doing here. Strange, the only human not in chains. I'll go up to him.
Hello there.
Hello. I see you've found yourself at the house sigil party.
Yep. I see you managed to survive the great crash of yesterday.
Yes. And now we're the Icebound castaways.
That is remarkable. How did you manage that?
Well, I don't know. We didn't choose the name.
I can say very much. The princess has many
Should've been our leader.
strengths, beauty, wealth, riches, power, the command of all that you see before you. But a poet, she is not.
Are you a poet?
I am.
Is that the book you read under your arm?
This is the book I write.
Oh, a collection of your own poetry?
It is a cantos. It is the story of the princess. Every deed I've learned while living in this city, everything that I think of and observe, ends up here in my tome.
Interesting. Would you mind if I read it?
It's not finished yet.
Well, maybe I could give you notes.
No. I wouldn't allow any soul to read this until it was perfect.
How much more do you have to write, do you think?
Well, there's one story eludes me. The origin. The beginning. I have much of the middle. Much of the end, I think. But the beginning eludes me. If you know where she was before her great slumber.
I don't. I was gonna say, I if you were to believe Whisperfang, then her beginning seems to have started at the top of the mountaintops.
And she just sprung out of the ground, I suppose. Killed a whole civilization. And then rested.
Well, yes, I suppose there's more story there.
He fills another flagon. And, yeah.
Sure, it's a party.
And he hands you a flagon moments later. And you don't get much more out of him. He's drunk, very evidently so. And every time you start to turn back to what topics you might think are important, he immediately starts talking about subjects of like hobbies and like gardening and where he came from outside of Drakkar. These kinds of unimportant details.
Oh yeah, that's. What was that? Oh, sorry. Barnabas is calling. The breaker of the unbreakable. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy the party.
Oh, before you go.
Oh.
Can I live in your district?
I'll bring it up with the chieftain.
Thank you. Put in a good word for the poet.
Don't call us, we'll call you.
We'll get back to you.
Scrim?
I would be partying and eating food and basically trying not to leave the relative safety of the ogres. Because I would not have gone with the rest of the consort who is out talking with the other chieftains. I'd probably be very interested in the Cabal. And maybe like getting ever so closer to where they're kind of all congregating, like maybe like listening in. But I'd mostly be interested in trying to find Nimrodel and ask him what the fuck he was thinking.
It's easy enough. I think that once you meet eyes with him, he would immediately recognize you from your experience, not 24 hours ago, and race up. Hello, Scrim. It's so good to see you in such good health.
What the hell was that, man? What are you thinking?
A chance? I had to take a chance. I know it's a lot of money, but I couldn't spend it and let others take the tribute prize.
Oh. Is there always a prize for a tribute?
Not always, but I hoped. I'm getting much older, and I every day that goes by, I stress, I worry. I've done so much good. If I'm not ended soon, then I will be a shame to my family.
Ooh, this is dark. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it sounded like she was kind of like you were winning her over there. It sounded like she's like, not today, but maybe tomorrow, you know?
I will have to redouble my efforts. I will have to do more good, and in this I will eventually catch her respect, and she will allow me to be devoured.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. Oh boy. I gotta say though, with the, like 25 gold pieces compared to 1,000 that those other guys brought over, what are they gonna get?
I think they just give it willingly.
Oh man, I don't understand this place at all.
I imagine it was a bit of a faux pas, which is why she probably denied my request. If I had perhaps asked in another context or written the request, maybe she would have granted it.
Yeah, well, this is a little awkward. I'm gonna go get another drink.
Do you want me to get it for you?
No.
Are you sure?
You can come with me if
I'm
you
very
want.
helpful.
But
yes, I'll get you a drink. Let's
just accompany.
He starts walking away. And
jeez. I would just follow, just accompany him.
He hands you a flagon. You're all continuing to engage with the party as the pyre builds up in flames higher and higher and higher. Once the flames are basically near the top, however, you hear the voice of the princess yell out. The time has come to conclude the oath-swearing ceremony, a final blessing to unite our tributes, our tribes, so we may flourish and persevere together. She transforms into her dragon form there on the balcony, pushing her hands into the stone so that she can support the tremendous weight of her huge ancient dragon standing there, lurches over and above all of you and the rest of the crowd. It is time to let the cold in. And she breathes forward, and not 15 feet from above you, you hear this tremendous. And this is a little too peaceful for the purposes of this, so let's do something like this. You hear this. It hits the pyre, and immediately from the base up, the fire seems to go out, extinguishing until the entire thing, hearing the hissing of steam, you see the tremendous force of this unbelievable blast of cold that emanates from the mouth of this dragon. It's enough to extinguish all of the torches all around you, and you can see through the and out towards the rest of the city. This was clearly a signal to extinguish any fire in the entire valley of this city. All of the fires start to go out, windows darken. It gets darker and darker and darker, and the only light is that dim moonlight through the surface of the clouds that are overcast above you. She screams, "It is time to let the cold in again." And then, as you are all plunged into darkness, you hear this, you see this faint blue glow within this like icy cocoon structure that this pyre now makes. This tall shape begins to emerge, and you see limbs. Within the wood, you see arms, you see a torso, you see a massive head. A creature stands somehow, impossibly, within the center of this assembly. Around you, you feel the crowd all in a hush as they observe the same thing, looking up, and it starts to crack and break. You see pieces of ice start to fall down in chunks, landing loudly and cracking against the granite floor, spraying out in all directions. And the light gets brighter and brighter and brighter. "Husband, can you hear me?" And it cracks and breaks. Huge blocks begin to shatter off in all directions, revealing the silhouette of a massive giant. Misformed face, huge muscles, muscles upon muscles upon muscles, twisted and scarred, his arms latched behind him and looking down. "My children, my spirit now stands before you. Together we are united to build a world where the weak are culled and only the strong prevail. Let this vision serve as promise and prophecy." They're backing up now. The crowd is starting to push back, and you realize that in order to sustain this, the sound of the woolly rhinos is getting louder and louder. They're bucking against the walls, almost reaching a stampede fever to escape before falling lifeless down and behind all. One after the other begins to say, to fall in all directions. "To you, and he looks down with these glowing, piercing blue eyes, and he turns and twists and looks at each one of you. "The Icebound, castaways! Know this, my blessing is now upon you. Just as the chill wind carves the mountains and relentless ice shapes the land, let the frost that binds you shape your strength. A strength that will grow like the glaciers, unstoppable and all-consuming. Like me, you too will know the burden of responsibility, of power, of sacrifice. Remember these words and feel my wrath!" He shouts out, and you feel this almost like steel wire twist around your insides as you realize that the boons that have been granted you remain, but that the opposite is also true, and you begin to diminish in other ways. Whatever your top 20 modifier is now an 18.
Brutal.
Okay.
And you, my princess, my chosen, my Sigdes. Together we will build a world of endless winter, a dominion where our might reigns supreme. It cannot be so while I remain shackled. How much longer until you break my chains and return me to the world of mortals? It pleases me to declare that your return is less than a moon cycle away. We continue to collect the gold that would buy your freedom, but chance has presented an alternative path. I have retrieved a powerful artifact that may be enough to destroy your bonds, my husband. Then do it! Onward, then! Onward to conquest, to dominion! To an empire where the warmth of the sun is but a distant memory. Rise all! Claim this world as your own in the name of Koskachi, Prince of Wrath!
And the creature stumbles forward and breaks free, no longer sustained by the dying woolly rhinos who have all completely extinguished around you. The giant man, it pulls free, and you seem to think he's shattering his bonds for a moment and that he's going to reach the crowd when his form turns itself to ice and massive blocks land and crash and shatter across the granite floor. No longer alive. Quiet around everyone until a Frosthammer clan kobold jumps forward. Vulcan Malandovagan! And that is where we will call the night session.
Holy shit, dude. Thanks for the session, man.
Chakaku.
Holy smoke.